Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday? Is it a Tuesday? I have no idea what day it is. It is, in fact, a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome in, welcome in. For those of you who might not know me, my name is Zephyrs, or Z, whatever is easier for you. And, yeah, today we've got lots of fun things planned. As usual, we'll be doing some Duolingo lessons, which I've started doing on stream now. We're doing some Duolingo Spanish. And even though I didn't stream the past 2 days, don't worry, I've kept the streak going. I've done one lesson each day, just so that the streak gets ticked off. And then I figured actually like learning we'll do on stream again today. So that'll be exciting. We get to learn some more Spanish. It's quite interesting because I'm consuming some more Spanish content recently. And of course, you also hear just Spanish in the wild sometimes, and I'm like starting to understand certain sentences very occasionally, or even just like a phrase or two, but it's quite funny to me that like I went from not knowing a single thing about Spanish to now maybe picking up a couple sentences, so that's quite fun, and that is why I learn languages at the end of the day. And it's been really exciting to pick up those few sentences, and to just be like, oh, that's what they're saying, that's what they're talking about. It's been really fun. So I've been enjoying that, so hopefully today we learn some more new phrases and I actually start remembering them. And then, I guess, hopefully, I get to get better and better at Spanish. But I hope you had a good last 2 days. I didn't stream the past 2 days. But we're back here today, and we've got some exciting things planned, like I said. First, we'll probably hop onto some Duolingo for a little bit, and then, maybe we'll hop back into this Minecraft world, and I'm thinking we actually start the whole Twilight Forest exploration today. Because that's the latest mod I've thrown into this world, and I kind of want to see how that goes, because I've not ever seen the base version of Twilight Forest, not even once. So it'll be really exciting to see how that goes. And for the rest, I don't really have any other plans for this world. We were talking about last time something to do with chests, because currently just all our chests are just kind of placed over there. We've got no like real place to store them. So I want to have a build at some point that I can put my chests in, because right now we have this tower which I'm thinking of just turning into a house. But I haven't really seen any builds or been inspired to build anything, so I don't think we'll get onto that today. But yeah, I hope you're having a good Tuesday. And I guess, you know what, I'm excited to learn some languages, so you know what, let's hop onto some Duolingo. Let me see, let me pull up the browser, switch the tab. Okay, let me update something, because you can't see anything. There we are. And then let me log out of Minecraft so we don't die. Alright. Minimize that, and here we are. So yeah, like I see, the streak is still going. Today will be day 4. And we try and get one of these done a stream, but since I did technically already do one of these, maybe we'll check out one of these other ones as well. Because I feel like I haven't really been studying any Spanish these last 2 days, so maybe we do some more. Alright, let's start. Personalized practice is probably good. I don't need my coat because I'm hot. No necesito mi abrigo. Yeah. Porque tengo calor. Okay, I don't think I knew what that was, calor. But yeah, that's fine. And if it is your first time seeing me do Duolingo on here, the reason that I'm saying I don't know a lot of stuff is because I used to do Duolingo on a different account. And then when I decided to do it for stream, I decided to do like a placement test to see where it would place me level-wise, so I didn't have to start from scratch. And Duolingo placed me in unit 28, but I've only studied up till unit 16, so there's, you know, a good 12 units that I kind of missed out on. So sometimes when they think I know a word like hot, I don't actually know it, which makes it a little bit more challenging, but that's part of the fun, I guess.
En el aeropuerto hay una mujer muy triste. Ella no puede viajar porque no tiene su pasaporte.
Okay, so there's a woman who's upset, then there's something, and she doesn't have a passport. So what is the problem? She doesn't have her passport, but let me hear it one more time.
En el aeropuerto hay una mujer muy triste. Ella no puede viajar porque no tiene su pasaporte.
Okay, she can't travel. No puede viajar because she doesn't have her passport. That's what I missed. And then yeah, yep. Okay, so she doesn't have her passport, which would be a good reason for her to be upset. Yes, indeed. Okay.
Nosotros podemos viajar mañana. Nosotros podemos viajar mañana.
We can travel tomorrow. Look at me go.
Tengo ganas de escuchar música. Casas. Ganas. Escuchar.
Okay, so ganas is feel like. Okay. Okay. I want to be able to speak Spanish. That's true. Quiero. So I want to be able to poder hablar español.
Yo empiezo esta semana.
Empiezo could be with a Z. Yeah, it was with a Z. Okay. I need to understand this message. Necesito. entender.
Entender.
Entender. Okay. Esta mensaje.
Mensaje.
El niño no quiere ducharse hoy.
The boy doesn't want to shower today. Does want to shower today. So far so good. Before or after? Antes,
Antes
o después?
Después.
Starting to remember that one now, which is
Él
good
no
to see.
quiere perder el boleto. Poder, perder.
He does not want to lose his ticket. Perder. Okay.
¿Cuántos años tiene la niña?
Oh, I almost forgot. I meant to change my title and stuff. Sometimes, you know, you forget for a second. But we don't want to be giving misleading information. Okay. Boom. ¿Cuántos años tiene la niña? How old is the girl? How many years does the girl have? Yes, yes.
Mi hermano tiene 23 años.
Ooh, 23. I've not learned any numbers past 10, I'll be honest. Okay. 23. Okay, I was close. You know, I just misspelled my 20. But I'm expecting that. I misspelled the I-E, E-I in English anyway. And then I assumed it would have a little gap, but it didn't. But for the rest, I was close enough.
Me gusta almorzar en el parque.
I like to have lunch in the park. To have lunch?
Almorzar.
Okay. In the park. Almorzar is one I'm trying to remember at the minute. I like having lunch. Are you 25 years old? ¿Tú tienes 25 años? Okay. Okay. As long as I remember that 20 is 20, we're good to go. Dad usually works too much. Mi papá trabajo too much. Más? Oh, demasiado, of course. And with that, we should have our 5-day streak. I was looking at my streak before I started stream, and we almost timed it perfectly to start on July 1st, but you know what? We got the 30th in there. And hopefully, we just keep going. I need to shut the door. Yo necesito empezar? No. Cerrar. Cierro.
Almorzamos a las 12:30.
Having lunch at something 30. Because it's Amos. Well, 12:30.
12.
12. Okay, maybe remember 12 with like a dozen. 12 dozen. Maybe that'll be a good little mental trick. I guess we'll see.
Tenemos 2 semanas de vacaciones.
Oh. We have 2 weeks of vacation. That's very exciting. I always try your soups. Yo siempre try. No idea. Pruebo. Okay.
A menudo te pones esos zapatos. Te. Menudo.
Often
Pones.
you put on these shoes. Okay.
¿De verdad quieres estudiar ahora?
Do you really want to study now? Now, I'm quite surprised because I would not
Verdad.
have been able to tell you I knew de verdad until I saw it in front of me, and I was like, oh yeah, of course, that's do you really. So that's an interesting new discovery I make.
Nunca salgo de casa tarde. Tarde.
You never go home late. Or you never leave the house late. Okay.
Tú pierdes tus libros a menudo.
You lose your books often. Pierde, lose. ¿Por qué no tienes... Why aren't you hungry? Why you don't have hunger? Okay. Hambre. They don't understand.
Ellos
Ellos
no
no entienden.
entienden.
¿Tú no almuerzas en casa hoy?
You are not having lunch at home today. I'm debating if it's your lunch or your home, but I think this should be correct, technically. We don't close early. No.
No.
Cerramos.
Cerramos.
Tareas.
Tareas.
Oh, that's homework. But it was the other T one.
Temprano.
I was thinking between all of the T ones, so I did remember something. Temprano. Okay. Ellos.
Pueden.
Can travel with
Con.
little money. We also
Podemos.
can. Okay, the ladies have pretty dresses. Las señoritas
señoritas
tienen
tienen vestidos bonitos.
maybe? Okay.
Ella necesita volver a la oficina. Ella necesita volver a la oficina.
Maybe. She needs to go back to the office. I will say with them having me practice, like my personalized practice, I am understanding less of the sentences, which would make sense because these are probably all sentences I've made mistakes with in these past two. And if I usually make mistakes or struggle, it's probably because I don't understand. So hopefully I start understanding it soon. Soon enough. Quiero
Probar.
Um,
Comida. Española.
see, this makes sense to me. La. Really calling. Okay. And that would be feminine, so we in fact don't do that. El niño tiene 24 años.
Tienes que empezar la tarea ahora.
Empezar. Empiezar.
Tienes que empezar la tarea ahora. Tienes que empezar la tarea
Okay, that's enough.
ahora. Tienes que empezar la tarea ahora.
Okay. You have something of homework now. You have to start the homework now. Empezar. Okay.
Tengo que salir antes de las 7.
Oh god, okay.
Tengo que salir antes de las 7.
The second word is just throwing me off, I think.
Tengo que salir antes de las 7.
siete. That could be the wrong order for IE. You have something. You have to leave early for the before 7. You have to leave before 7. Can I remember if 7 is this? No, I cannot remember. You have to leave before 7. I did get that meaning right before I even really knew what I was saying. Salir, okay. I am drinking a lot of juice because I am thirsty. Bebo.
Bebo.
Muchos jugo porque está something. Okay. Maybe piscinas. I don't know. I am drinking bebo a lot of muchos jugos
Jugos.
porque
Porque
I'm tengo sed. Okay.
sed.
Okay, I was also unsure if it was gonna be jugos muchos or muchos jugos, but you know what? It worked out. We want chicken for dinner. Quiero pollo para la cena. I'm cold now. Yo tengo frío ahora. That's a new one. That's one I didn't know before today. Or maybe I clearly I knew it because I just typed it, but I wasn't consciously aware.
A mí no me gusta bailar.
Me gusta.
A mí no me gusta bailar. A mí no me gusta bailar.
I just had no idea where the spaces were. Me no me gusta bailar. Okay. I want water because I'm thirsty. Okay. Yo. I need. Yo necesito. Agua. Porque. I just actually saw a TikTok on this the other day. The difference between porque, and porque. And I think in this instance I'm actually meant to use this one. No. So this one is when you're asking a question, so why? Then this one is the answer to that question, it's because. And then the one with the accented E, I believe is like reason as a word or something. But I don't know. Just learning. Okay, I need water because yo tengo. Oh yeah, I forgot this one. Yeah, I always include the yo. I know I don't need to, but for some reason I like to type more words apparently. Like to make my life more difficult. Necesito cerrar la puerta. Muchos mujeres aquí son jóvenes, plural. We're pluralizing right now. Muchas mujeres aquí son jóvenes. This phrasing, the structure of this feels wrong. The order. Muchas. Okay, that was my only mistake. Of course, feminizing. That would make sense. Esta abrigo. So I think it would be esta. Gris. Es muy bonito. Nice, okay. Yeah, so sometimes what I've noticed I'll do is I'll just put, for any word, I'll just put whatever gendered version of it comes first to mind. So este, esta, muchos, muchas. And then when I realize the gender of like the main word, I'll like go back and fix it occasionally, which works great for writing. But I think if I were ever speaking, that would probably not be very useful. So I need to start becoming better at it. But with words I've used a lot, I do notice that I start to get better at this. So, and once you have had the main word in the sentence, like gendering bonito wasn't difficult because I knew it was with abrigo. But yeah, I think this might be the first language really I've learned which has like gendered words that I can remember. Maybe one of the other ones did have it, but I just didn't pay attention to it. But here we are. Only took us 8 minutes. Let's go. Alright. And yeah, I think we will just do this because I probably need some help with use of pronouns. So I guess we, so the fact that this says hard means that, in one of these units here, we learned it for the first time, and of course I didn't do that because I didn't do that whole unit. So you know, hopefully it goes well. But you know what? We power through. You know, if Duolingo thinks we're unit level 28 material, we just have to try. We have to do our best. That's all we can do, and hopefully we'll learn as we go on. Mi esposa siempre me compra regalos bonitos. My husband always buys me beautiful presents.
Compra.
Yeah, okay. Buys me.
Hola, ¿estás bien?
Hello. How are you good? How are you? Ahora sí, porque estoy contigo. Te quiero. Hello, hello. Enjoy your lurk. Or con queso y sin tomate, por favor. Well, we already know this one doesn't make any sense, because it just says with cheese and without tomato, please. So this one must make sense. But I guess it means, so like, hi, are you good? Like, now I am, because I'm happy, because I am with you. I like you. It's actually a very cute sentence. Look at us go. Dad, I want this doll.
Papá,
Yo
yo quiero
esta
esa. Bebo,
This would be an actual baby. Oh, okay.
muñeca,
So I was basing that off the wrong other word. Muñeca. Okay. I haven't seen this one before. I think I saw it one time actually. In the other unit before.
Mamá no nos compra unos celulares.
Mom is not. Mama no. Nos. Oh, okay. So buys us. So compra is to buy. I guess. Yes. But then the nos would be us, plural. Is not buying us some cell phones. Unos is some.
Unos.
Yeah. Look at me go.
Mi
We're
novia
learning.
es perfecta.
Mi novia es perfecto. Okay, well, this one's wrong. Sí, más pan, gracias. Sí, lots of bread, thanks. Sí, y te quiero mucho. So, my girlfriend is perfect. Yes, and she, loves you a lot? Yep. Okay, maybe this was less difficult than I, anticipated.
Mi padre nos compra muñecas bonitas.
But I think this will help me get better at, remembering what gender of words to use. So, mi padre nos compra muñecas bonitas. My dad buys us beautiful dolls. Pretty dolls. Boom. So yeah, when I read the sentence first and then translate it, I try just not to look at here, so I can see how much of it I actually get. So then sometimes,
Bonitas.
you know, pretty, beautiful, I'll pick the wrong version that they want me to pick, but then when I actually spell it all together, it usually helps
Bruno no me quiere.
me figure out what they do want from me. Bruno doesn't like me. A nosotros, Claudia te compra un sándwich y a ti... No, a nosotros Claudia nos compra un sándwich y a ti te compra un pizza. For us,
Nosotros.
Claudia buys a sandwich, and for you, Claudia buys a pizza. Claudia's buying everybody food, and Claudia apparently has favorites.
Mi mamá me quiere mucho.
Mi mamá me quiere mucho. My mother loves me a lot. Loves me very much. Boom.
Mi abuelo nos compra una mascota.
Mi abuela nos compra una mascota. My abuelo, my grandfather, buys us a pet. Is buying us a pet. Very nice of the grandfather, I suppose. The boss needs us now. El jefe necesitamos ahora. Or, what we learned from the other examples, nos necesita, I guess. Yeah, okay. So once again, the first time that was me just kind of figuring it out on myself, but then I checked the bottom and I figured out what I needed to change to structure it the way they want to. A ti, te compra regalos tu mamá. A mí no me compra regalos.
Me.
Okay. And you buy presents for your mother, and I don't buy presents. Something along those lines. I'm still trying to figure out the whole a ti.
Ah.
So I think it's just like
Ah.
in certain sentences you have to do that just to say you or me. It makes me think it's like for you, but that's not the structure they want in this sentence.
Ah.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. Mom is not buying us cell phones. Mamá no nos compra unos celulares. Okay, this bit I did check down here. Nos compra. This is a new structure for me, but that's what they want me to learn in this specific lesson, so that's why I'm starting to get it, because they just keep throwing it in my face. And I think that is kind of what Duolingo is good at. It just keeps throwing certain words, certain ways of phrasing in your face until you kind of start to recognize it and use it subconsciously, and that's how you learn the language. But I think it is probably useful to do Duolingo in combination with hearing actual spoken Spanish and like conversations to see how it is actually used, because this might be the correct way of saying it, but then in conversations they might have just a slightly different way. So I think that's why it's also probably good to consume some media in that language. Mi hermano te compra muñecas a mí y a ti.
Me.
So my brother buys me dolls for me. And for you,
Que.
what is
Te.
he buying for you? I feel like the structure is difficult to translate into English because it's buys me a doll for me, but it's because this you would just say buy, but in Spanish the distinction is still buys me. Something along those lines. I'm just learning here and talking to myself to try and figure it out, because sometimes if you explain something to another person, it helps you learn it yourself as well. So me going through the process out loud and explaining it to you maybe helps me figure it out quicker. Who knows? You'll grow English. Your girlfriend loves you very much. I don't know why your is so very difficult for me right now. Hola. Bien, bien. Welcome in. I hope you have a good Tuesday. Ooh, do I remember Tuesday in Spanish? You've got lunes. Is it miércoles? Potentially. It's been a while since I've done the days of the week. Lunes is Monday. Yes, because moon, lune. And then I also know Friday is viernes. Miércoles is Wednesday. Okay. Martes is Tuesday. Then you've got miércoles. Then I do always forget Thursday. But then you've got viernes, sábado, and domingo. I'm starting to get there. So lunes I remember because of the moon. Estudio español también. Muy bien. It's fun. I enjoy learning Spanish. It's a real challenge. But luckily this unit is
Tu novia te quiere mucho.
decently easy enough. Loves you. Hopefully. Ooh. ¿En qué unidad estás? You know what? I'll be honest. Unidad is the only word there that I'm not sure I know. Is it unit? Okay, I didn't need the te. Yeah, okay, so this is unit 28. But essentially what happened is I was studying like Spanish on Duolingo
Mi
by
abuelo
myself.
me quiere mucho.
By myself. Oh, that would make sense. Okay, yeah, of course, that's T. I was studying Duolingo Spanish by myself on like my own account since like February. And then I decided, you know what, let's do it on stream. But I didn't want to start from 0, so I did the placement test. And then it placed me in unit 28. Except on my own account, I was on unit 16. So I've skipped a lot of levels. So sometimes they're like, you should know this word. And I'm like, I've never heard this word in my life. So it's a bit of a struggle, but I think it's fun to have a struggle because, you know, then I might learn it a little bit quicker. You skipped like 15 units recently? Exactly, that's basically what I did. I skipped like 12. It does get a little bit boring, especially if Duolingo isn't your only way of learning Spanish. Like if you're like watching Spanish content or something and that's helping you like learn Spanish as well subconsciously, then a lot of the stuff you would then learn in Duolingo is a bit of a repeat. So I was having that as well. I was learning from songs and people. Exactly. I recently had it that like I was watching Spanish content and I was actually understanding like one sentence and it was crazy. Or I listened to a song and I'm like, oh my goodness, I know that one phrase and it's quite cool. I need you every day. That's a whole sentence.
Necesito.
Oh, no.
Te necesito. Días.
Todos los días, maybe? Go for it. Todos los días or todos días? Aha, I knew
Los
it.
días.
Boom. Okay, we missed one.
Tu novia te quiere mucho.
Boom. Okay, we're taking longer on this. It's You by Fifth Harmony. Okay, I'll add that to listen to it later because it will just get me banned probably on Twitch. But I will listen to it after stream. Oh, it's got, because I just googled it to save it, and it does have it. The first part of the lyrics is the days of the week, so hopefully that'll help me get a little bit better at that. Oh, let's see. My screen is lagging. It was the first song you understood words to. You love to see that. It's interesting because my OBS isn't having any problems, but then the stream manager is just not loading. Let me check another screen real quick. Yeah, I think we shouldn't be having issues, but I guess time will tell. Okay. Let's get to lesson 2 because lesson 1 took longer than expected, but this is technically a difficult lesson. It's not really issues, like my OBS isn't complaining about anything. It's not dropping frames, not having connection issues, but then for some reason the stream manager is just behind. But then I just have to reset it and it fixes itself. I should just not look at my stream manager and then I wouldn't even know anything was wrong. Okay. Nuestro hijo nos visita a menudo. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think maybe just that specific link or whatever is just struggling today. Él vive en otra ciudad. Okay. New son?
Nuestro.
Okay, nuestro. That's not new. That's nuevo. Okay, okay. Our son visits us a menudo. Often? Occasionally?
Menudo.
Often, okay. He lives in another city. Good for him for going out of his way to still visit. Our son visits us often. He lives in another city.
El
Boom.
señor Herrera no me conoce.
Ooh, that's a word I don't know. So, Mr. Herrera. Something, not me. Mr. Herrera. No conoces esta palabra. Ooh, I think you just helped me. You don't know that word. So therefore, Mr. Herrera... Wait, say that name again.
El señor Herrera no me conoce.
Herrera does not know me. But yeah, I think that that's a really good way to learn new words, is placing it in a sentence. And by itself, right, I didn't know this word. Because that's the word I needed to understand the sentence, but because you put it in that sentence, no conoces esta palabra, you know it because you know the other words, and that's quite a fun way to learn. It means know as familiar. Okay. So,
Conoce.
knows a person. I don't think it would be I know Spanish, because I don't think it would work for that. Okay.
Esa maestra me conoce.
This is the word of today's lesson, apparently. That teacher knows me. Boom.
¿Quieres ir a la fiesta conmigo?
Quiero conocerte means I want to meet you. Oh, okay, okay. Quiero conocerte. That'll be interesting to see how long it takes me to start remembering that one just by itself. Do you want to go to the festival, the party, with me? Conmigo, contigo. Those are two fun words for some reason. ¿Dónde está el banco? Where is the bank? Or no, lo siento. No te conozco bien. No, sorry, I don't know you well. Smart move, smart move.
Mi mamá me necesita hoy.
My mother needs me today. Needs me today. So this is the same structure as the other one where they do the me before the verb.
Necesita.
You know, conocerte, te conocer, conocer a ti. Okay, so okay. It's wrong to say te conocer. The way to say it is conocerte. Okay. So conocerte is equal to te conocer, but we want to say conocerte. Okay. So that is you know, conocerte. But Duolingo is probably going to say te conocer. I feel like that's something Duolingo would do. Sí. A ti. Te conocen. It's most verbs. So they just do the verb and then the te affix at the end. Pero a nosotros no nos conocen.
Nos.
Escucharte. Listen to you. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I hear it a lot. And then it's difficult to like figure out if I do a space or not. And also the first time you like if you know escuchar. But then when someone says escucharte, you might be like, is that a new word? But it sounds familiar. So I think it's just once you kind of figure out a lot of grammar rules, it becomes easier. But I feel like it might be easier to pick it up by like to learn it by picking it up rather than somebody being like, this is the rule, learn the rule, because then I'm just gonna forget everything at this point.
Mi padre nos visita muy a menudo.
My father, okay, wait. Mi padre nos visita muy a menudo. My father does not visits us very often. In Spanish, you have many more base words than English. Oh, that would make sense because I think they distinguish things a lot more specifically, like the one we were like talking about before, like conoces, conocer. It's like to know. And so English would just say, I know you, I know English, but in Spanish it wouldn't be, I know Spanish. So it would make sense they have more base words, and that's just more words for me to learn, which we love. Mi padre nos visita muy a menudo. My father visits us very often. Boom.
Señor, ¿usted me conoce?
Señor, usted me conoce?
Señor, ¿usted me conoce?
Usted is still one of those that I'm like, I just never know. I just never know. Yo conozco español will mean I'm familiar with Spanish. Oh, okay, wait, that's quite cool. Oh, wait, maybe let me move chat. Oh, chat was just half off the stream. That's crazy. Oh, because I enlarged chat the other day. That would make sense. And I just didn't realize. Okay, that should fix it. Señor, usted me conoce?
Señor, ¿usted me conoce?
Conoce. Juan siempre me escucha. Me gusta trabajar con él.
Gusta.
So Juan always listens to me. I like working with him. Boom.
¿Ellos te visitan a menudo?
Ellos te visitan a menudo. Do they visit often? Me gustan? Do I know when I use me gustan? Not really, no. Like me gusta, me quiero. They all just, I'm just like, I wonder which one I'll use today. I just pick and choose. I don't think I've really, words like that I don't think I've really understood when to use. I think it's difficult. Oh, okay. Pluralizing. Okay. Me gusta la banana versus me gustan las bananas. Although I don't think they use banana in Spanish. They have a different one for that. Maybe they do in some dialects, but I know they also have plátano. So, but it would be pluralized. So they wouldn't just do me gustas. Places use different words. Yeah, that's also been interesting to realize when you watch like Spanish-speaking creators from different places like interact. Some of them just have very different words, and it's interesting to see them get confused over it. And then me, as somebody who doesn't even speak any Spanish, get even more confused. Oh. Okay, no, that is my bad, because I was internally saying technically it means the same thing, but because it's te, I think I'm in the wrong here. I should have had you in there. I'm in the wrong. I'll admit it. You never listen to me. Tú nunca escucha me. But Duolingo will want me to say me escucha. There we go.
Nunca escucha.
Even in my family, it's more confusing since my father's family is from Argentina, but he was born in Brazil, and a lot of words are mixed up. I can imagine. Yeah, that seems like a very confusing time. Especially with Brazil, like that, like Portuguese, it's very much not even like Spanish. It's its own language, of course. But then, of course, you've got Argentinian Spanish. I think my geography is not very good, but yeah, words mixing up. I can definitely imagine that one. Yeah. So Duolingo is saying I should be saying me escuchan. Argentina borders Brazil. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know, I don't think I've ever had like proper geography classes where they taught me about like the world map. Like I've had geography classes where they teach me like, this is the effects of an earthquake. Here's what you have to do in case of a tsunami, despite not living anywhere where a tsunami would be. But never one where they're like, yeah, so this is how the world looks. But yeah, so Duolingo wants me to say me escuchan, but it also escuchan, okay. But it also says I can do escucharme. What I learned is that how coastline forms and such ideas. Yeah. I learned a lot about the water process, which I also will argue is definitely more of a science concept. Escucharme is to listen to me. Yeah, so that's like, here they want me to say nunca me escuchar. Escuchar? Oh, so it's to listen to me. So I want you to listen to me is quiero escucharme. But then if I just, yeah, okay. Grammar, my favorite thing. I also just never learned grammar.
¿Tus hermanos te visitan a menudo?
In any language. So I want you to listen to me. So it'd be te quiero. Okay. Because it's the quiero would be to want you. Okay. It could be the case. Yeah, it's all very confusing, Spanish. Well, let me just put one of these into Google Translate. Google Translate has been my best friend lately. Yes, Discord. That's my Discord. Maybe I should type translate into Google before I just type in a sentence. That would probably help me get results. But yes, so Google Translate is telling me quiero que me escuches, which also works. Yes, indeed, that is also what Google Translate is telling me. Now the bot does it. Yeah, you know, the bot is picky. It just chooses the moments. But yeah, that's the Discord where I send stream notifications. I'm actually surprised I have yet to forget to send out a message on Discord when I go live. I feel like I'm usually quite good at remembering that, which is surprising because I did not think I'd be decent at remembering that. Okay. Tus hermanos te visitan a menudo. Your brothers visit you often. I could also set up a bot to do it for me. I did attempt that way long ago, like months before I started streaming. So I like to be ahead of time and schedule and figure out everything before I start, but I could not get it to work. But then at the same time also I was seeing that the bots were not working for other people, so maybe that was just how it was at the time. To your siblings. Okay, I always forget hermanos could be technically be brothers or just siblings.
Hermanos.
Visit you. We won't make the same mistake again with the te. Often. But the good thing about them repeating basically the same sentence to me again and again means that now, like, a menudo, I'm starting to understand. Like, at the start of this lesson, I didn't know a menudo, I guessed it, but now I see it and I know what it is. Padres y hermanos. Exactly, another language that prioritizes the male. My brain is just wanting to make up all sorts of words today and just, like, add affixes in the middle of words. But yeah, it is. You can definitely tell when, you know, you're learning Spanish. We still live in a patriarchy. Still do. Unfortunately. And sometimes Duolingo does this where I click and it just doesn't listen. Does she need to know me? That is a whole question. It takes language time to adapt, for sure, yeah. Ooh, there are a couple, I believe. I've heard of a couple languages that requires a little Google search. I assume. I want to say that there's at least one language that prioritizes women. But I don't know. You know, with so many languages that prioritize the male. I think French has a neutral gender. I think some languages are starting maybe to learn or add a neutral language. Like, I know it's been discussed, I think for Spanish, like, you can, in theory, it's still being developed and such, but like, you can say necesito, necesita, and then sometimes they're saying you can add an e, necesite. It'd be like gender neutral. But yeah, I think a lot of gendered languages especially that'll be difficult with. But it'll take time to adapt. Does she need to know me? Does she need me now? Why did I just read that sentence wrong in English? I love it when my brain works.
Necesita. Me. Ahora.
She needs me now? Question mark. Maybe. No, okay. Oh, we learned this. This is the structure. I was like, let's not forget this structure. And then I forget this structure. A nosotros no nos conocen. It's like a single verb. Okay. I still, this whole the a ti, it's just there for decoration for me right now. Because, like, we don't know them. You know you.
Conocen.
They don't know you. Do you know them?
Nos.
Or they don't know them. Do you know you? No, okay, this is definitely the more correct one. Since a ti is te.
A. Ti.
Like, I think in this instance, the A can just essentially be
Ah.
forgotten. But I think my brain always wants to say it's for. So for you, but then that doesn't make sense in this context. Okay. So my first thought was right, and I picked that because this is plural, this is plural.
Nosotros.
But then I have no idea what this whole sentence wants me to say. It's
El
fine.
jefe me necesita en su oficina ahora.
Oh.
El jefe me necesita en su oficina ahora.
Potentially, if I listen correctly.
El jefe me necesita en su oficina ahora.
Okay. My brain is picking up on the words quickly. Yeah, I do have my Minecraft tags still, but like, change the tags, that's a lot to change, and then to remember them and to add them back. So people can think I'm doing relaxing, calm, modded Duolingo, modded Minecraft, English. Yep, now they can believe that. It's fine, the tags, all the tags really do is if somebody's searching for like modded Minecraft, they'll just see me doing Duolingo and go, huh, that's not what I was looking for, and scroll. So it's fine. You can use, you can either use a nosotros or nos, or both. Or neither, or all. Or I fight the owl, exactly. Te compra a ti. Oh, I see. So te compra to buy you, or compra a ti buy for you. Or te compra a ti to buy you for you. That is the one thing I have seen a lot with Spanish, which it's just a type of language that this is structured like. But often when you're translating Spanish into English, they'll have like one word and it'll be like 4 English words, but it just is one word in Spanish. Te compra a ti is a bit weird, but you see it in songs. Ooh, that makes sense. I think I've seen it like once or twice in one of these Duolingo screens. I also just keep pointing at my screen. So if you hear like wind whooshing next to my mic, that's probably what you're hearing. Because I'm just have no thoughts today, apparently. No thoughts except languages. Yo a ti something conozco. Pero tú a mí no something conoces. Okay, so me to you, know you.
Te.
But you to me, don't know
Me.
Epic boss battle at the end of every unit. I think Duolingo could do that for like the final like unit test. You do one at the end of every like topic. If they had like this was like a hit bar instead, so it counts down, and the more you hit it, the more like defeated Duolingo becomes. I don't know. They could do it as like a fun like little prank. Here, see exactly what I said. Me equals me. Yes. So me to you, know you, but you to me don't know me. Boom. Okay. I think that they don't know us. I know you, but you don't know me. Yes, that was... And I think that's quite funny, because like I was translating the structure directly there, but then of course like it just I know you, but you don't know me. But that's like structure I find interesting. They throw in all these extra words that are necessary in Spanish, but then when you translate to English, they're like, yeah, this is not necessary in English. I think that yo creo.
Yo creo.
They don't. Ellos no.
No.
Know us. Nos.
Conocen.
It's not necessary in Spanish. They need to add it so you won't be able to mix it up. Yeah, no, that makes... yeah. Languages, they're each unique and special. Without it, you could say I know myself, but you don't know yourself. Yeah. Yes. Oh, okay. That. Last stream I was like, let's not forget about que. Let's not forget about que. What did we forget about? Okay. it's used for so much, okay? It's just one of those where I'm like, oh, you know, let's just throw okay in. Why not, you know? See where it leads us.
Ellos te visitan a menudo.
They visit you
Te.
often. In slang, they just write Q, yeah, or ke. Yes, I've learned a little bit of slang watching some creators. I know that they do te quiero mucho as TQM or TKM. Yesterday I learned that gracias can also just be grax, so GRAX. There's a short video of Duolingo. Oh. Could be interesting. So yeah, this one we got wrong because I forgot about
Te.
I forgot about you. There's a short video of Duolingo. Is it on Duolingo? Or like on YouTube? Does she need me now? Okay.
Ella. Me. Ahora.
So this one we got wrong because I did necesita me. Duolingo has a YouTube channel. Oh. Maybe we react to that video in a second. We could probably watch it once we finish all of this. So is it like about the slang? Okay, we're on this one. A nosotros. Oh yeah, it's not gonna let you post links, unfortunately. No, nope.
Nos, te.
Okay, so this sentence still just really confuses me. Is that the title of the video? Because then I could probably easily find it for us in a second. Okay. I'll have a look at it. Let me copy it so I won't forget. And save it on a different tab. And then we can open it here. Oh yeah, it is there. It's only 2 minutes. Okay, so this is the right way to answer the question, but now I just want to figure out what it means. We don't know them.
Nosotros.
Us. We don't know us.
No, nosotros.
To us. Okay, so now the is useful. So, to us, we don't know us. To us, don't know us. To you, do you know you?
Conocen.
Notice it's plural, second, third person. Okay. This sentence is just so confusing to my brain. I don't even know what they're trying to say. Because I can give you each word individually, but not as a sentence. So to us, don't know
Conocen.
us. Them. It's they. Okay. They. Grammar is already confusing enough in English, a language I speak, you know, fluently, I'd like to say. And now this is just... Okay. Like, I know I can just click check and be done with this question, but I want to know. So to us, we don't know them. To you, do you know you? Yes, please say the meaning. Save me from the suffering. They don't know us. Do they know you? So they...
Nosotros.
Okay, they don't know us. Do they know you? And you, do they know you? Okay, and you, do they know you? Okay. See, this is definitely a sentence I feel like Duolingo should be giving me the meaning here. Like, I don't think they can't expect me to know this one. Okay. I think that they don't know us. Lovely. Yo creo.
Creo.
Like, you could say bebo, I drink, without saying yo. Yeah, okay, that would... Okay, so it's a similar idea as that. Okay. I had not considered that one. Yo creo, I think that. Okay.
¿Qué?
They, ellos,
Ellos.
don't know. Us.
No. Nos. Conocen.
There we go. And this mistake was we forgot que. Man, there was a time I could do, you know, my Duolingo lesson in less than a minute. Now it's taking maybe a little bit longer, but we're also 12 units ahead, so I want to finish this
Te
whole
amo,
thing.
Juan.
Since we're talking as well, go on. But also, this is so funny. Like, I love you, Juan. Where's the bathroom? I just love that response. I also love you, Hans.
No nos llamas a menudo.
No nos llamas a menudo. They don't. Running away. It's running away. No nos llamamos a menudo. So we don't. Llamas? Isn't that like name? Call, maybe?
Llamas.
Call us often, okay. We don't. You don't.
Nos.
Oh. Invisible yo at the start. Yo no nos. Call myself. Me llama. Oh, okay. Te llama, I call you. Okay. Call us often. See, I was thinking that the nos was the... whatever. The person we were talking about, but no, there was an invisible yo.
Mamá, te amo.
And what's a la muerte? Ooh, call you. Maybe? Because it's, right? To call you. Okay. I'm starting to learn. Good grammar lessons, hopefully. But the issue with me doing this many lessons in one day doesn't mean I'm gonna, like, progress quicker, but it also means I need to learn all of this and internalize it quicker. So that's gonna be the real challenge, to see if in, like, 1 week I still remember any of this. Mom, I love you. Mama, te necesito. Mom, what do you need? That's a great way to start a conversation. Something este mi gato. Oh, Mom, I need you. Alright, see you in a bit. Mom, I need you. Where is my cat?
¿Dónde?
Magic power of mothers. If you can't find something, and you've looked everywhere, you look just everywhere, you look in your fridge, you look under your cupboard, you look everywhere, then you can't find it, you've given up, you call your mother and say, I can't find it, they will have it within half a second. It's happened to me many a times.
Rafael y Ana nunca nos escuchan.
In my life. Okay. Rafael and Anna never listen to us. Okay. Anna never listened to us. Sometimes I try to first hear the sentence. Welcome back. Yeah, sometimes I try to first hear the sentence so when it starts without looking. But sometimes I fail at that because, like, I physically have to turn my head and I'm just not quick enough. Then I'll try to repeat it in Spanish. And then I'll try and phrase it. I think that's a good way to, like, learn. But sometimes I'll also just read the sentence without listening. Okay, something quien te ama. Something me llaman mis hijos. Okay. This will be an exciting one for me to figure out again because it's the same structure as the other one that I just did not understand.
A ti.
I'm thinking it's ti because te. and
A
me because me. To you, who calls
¿Quién?
you?
Llama.
To me, I call my son. So to you, who do you call? To me, I call my children.
Hijos.
Maybe. Okay, it doesn't tell me the meaning, but I think that was close enough. Like, who do you call? I call my children. My children call me?
Llaman.
Call me, okay. A me, to me. Okay, call me to me. Okay, to me, okay. Oh, I'm already seeing this a mí, a ti is gonna just gonna continue to be a problem. A mí llaman mis hijos. To me, call my kids. Or yeah, no, this is gonna continue to be confusing. It's the same in English. My kids call me. It's just completely backwards, I guess. To me, calling the kids. But to me, calling the kids means... would to me still mean I'm calling the kids. Maybe I just don't speak English either. Have you considered that one? Maybe my English isn't as good as I thought it was. No, since it's to me, calling the kids. I think we'll
Mi
just
novia
chalk
me
it up
ama.
to me just not knowing any languages today. Something novia.
Mi novia me ama.
Mi novia me ama.
My girlfriend loves me. It's weird in English since ordering is less natural. English is just such a confusing language, I'll be honest. English rules don't make much sense.
Ellas nunca nos escuchan.
They never listen to us. Ellas nunca nos escuchan. They never listen to us. I'm also not a native English speaker, so we're in the same boat. Hebrew. Oh, that's not one I've learned of. Maybe at one point I probably spoke like a word or two, but past that, no, I have not actually learned any Hebrew. Unfortunately, although at some point in my life I was fluent in Arabic, and I knew at the time that Hebrew and Arabic had like 2 or 3 words in common with each other, and that was about it. They never listen to us.
Te necesito este domingo, por
But
favor.
I always quite like how Hebrew is written. I like the alphabet writing style. I don't know, one of those 2 words. Yeah, a couple similarities, but there's similarities between just a lot of
Te
languages in this
necesito
world.
este domingo, por favor. Este domingo, por favor.
I need you this Sunday, please. Yeah, reading the Arabic alphabet is definitely one of the tough bits. I studied Arabic for 5 years, way back when, many years ago. And the first 3 years I struggled because I refused to learn the alphabet. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna learn the alphabet. And then once I sat down and learned the alphabet, those last 2 years I became fluent. So yeah, once you got the alphabet down, it should be a little bit easier, but the connecting letters kind of mean you have to learn 3 different forms of every letter, because you learn it standing alone, standing at the start of a word, standing in the middle of a word, and then standing at the end of a word. So it's just, you gotta learn like 4 different alphabets, essentially. Yeah, that is 4. I forgot about the start of letters, start of words. I just did, in my head I did standing alone, middle, end, and then I remembered there's starts of words
Bruno,
too.
te necesito en casa hoy.
Bruno, I need you at home today. Te necesito. I need you.
Necesito.
But I guess today, languages are a struggle, counting is a struggle, speaking is a struggle, reading is a struggle because I completely read like one of the whole English sentences wrong. Everything is a struggle. In Hebrew, you only have 22 letters, and 5 of them have a final form, which appears at every word at the end, and no capital letters. I can't remember if Arabic had capital letters. I don't think so either. But yeah, so you'd need to learn 27 letters for the Hebrew alphabet, which isn't too bad. I don't know, maybe it'll be one of the languages I learn at some point. Maybe I relearn Arabic, you know, once we get through all, I think it's like 260 units for Spanish Duolingo. We'll move on to a new language, maybe. Something mucho con mis papas porque siempre me ama. So, talk a
Hablo.
lot with my parents, my parents.
Papás.
Because they always call me.
Llaman.
Hebrew does have a different script for computing, printing, and for handwriting. Like A is different? Oh. That is pretty cool. I don't think I've known any other languages to do that. That is interesting. I didn't know that, actually. Okay. Oh, okay. Another one of these.
A ti.
An example in English? Okay. But only a single letter. Okay. My parents call me on Monday. When do they call you? I'm starting to understand this maybe a little bit better.
No te llamamos a menudo.
No te llamamos a menudo. I don't. We don't. Because it's plural. We don't call you often. Okay. Wait, I'm surprised that that one was so easy for me to understand. Okay. So we know there's an invisible, noun? Pronoun. There's an invisible something. Oh. Interesting. So I'm assuming the first one is, handwritten, and then the last one is, like computer script. Interesting. That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
Mi
Did
madre
not.
me ama mucho. Mi
Ma-
madre me ama mucho.
My mother loves me a lot. Whoa. Okay, Raphael and Anna never listened to us. We had this before. Rafael
Rafa
y
y
Ana
Ana
nunca
nunca
nos escuchan.
escuchan.
Dutch is my first language, and I started learning English when I was 8 years old. But English is my my main language right now. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Spanish will become my main language. I just moved to a Spanish-speaking country, or I just speak Spanish all the time. Who knows? You never know. If I could change my main language once, I can change it again. You call us very often. What is it with me and just reading English wrong today? Yeah. Hebrew is still your first main language since you use it here. Smart. Yeah. Everywhere online. Yeah, English is very good to use online, I think. Although you can also just use your main language online, I think, because, like, of course, you can speak any language online and there'll be people who speak it. But I think a lot of people will also just speak English online. You never call us very often. Okay. Two. Only 8 million people speak Hebrew natively? Or 9 now? Yeah, that is not a lot, I would say, but it is, you know, more than other languages, you could argue. But you never know, with the world becoming more international, maybe more people will want to learn different languages. I think if you go back, like, I don't know, like 50, 60 years, it was a lot more common for people to be like monolingual. But now, like, more people and more people are becoming bilingual or more lingual. I know this word. Monolingual, bilingual. Well, you have trilingual, but you know, you've also got more lingual. I don't know what the word is right now. When you go on Twitch, Hebrew channels, there are often so many young people. Oh, yeah, I think you have that with a lot. I think because a lot of people will maybe want to stream more in like English because it, like, I don't know, it has a wider audience. So I feel like people who would be streaming in a language that's maybe less popular would either not really be able to speak English, so that's probably younger people, or they just maybe want to bring more recognition to their language. And then you could also have like older people, of course. I think that's usually the reason, because I could probably stream in Dutch if I wanted to. I'd probably struggle. Streamers are older. Yeah, because you'd have the older streamers who want to have more people watch content in their native language, of course, to keep it relevant. But then the viewers are maybe younger because they can't watch English streams. So that's probably a good reasoning. Yeah, I think you'd probably find the same with most other languages on the platform. Although I think English probably has a large, just all ages. Spanish as well. Maybe some like Chinese dialects. Maybe I don't think Twitch is very popular over there. I think they have their own websites for it, but I think that would also be all ages. But I think other languages you probably have the whole younger viewers, I think. You never. Why am I still just writing the wrong sentence? You call us very often. I just really want to say you never call us, apparently. Tú call us, nos llamas very often. Muchos often. I can recognize it, but apparently I can't write it. A menudo. You call us. I think this is right. Or would we do a ti? You know what? We'll see. No quieres llamarme? You don't want to call me? Okay. Tú nos llamas muy a menudo. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, I accept that mistake. You always call... Nope, we always call you on Sundays. Okay. A ti? No. Yes. Yes. A ti? To you. We call. Nos llamas. On. En. El sábado. It happens for me every so often that I miss the very and very often. Yeah. One of the mistakes I recently realized I'm making a lot with Spanish is quiero versus necesito. Like, I'll read I want and I'll write I need, and it's just, I don't know why. On Sunday. Dos. Here, another pan? Bread. See, I was about to be like, do you mean like pan, like the English like thing you cook in, or pan like bread? That is a good language joke. Oh, wrong day of the week. A ti nos llamas los domingo, maybe. Okay. Okay. Lots of mistakes with this one. Siempre. I just forgot about that. Te llamamos. Call you, but it's we. Okay. But okay, if we forget about always, if it says we call you on Sundays, I feel like this could also work. To you, call we. No, it still have to be pluralized, I feel like, maybe. No, I don't know. I feel like I was close enough. You call us very often. Muy. We always call on Sundays. Call you. Siempre. Okay. Llamamos, we call. Nos llama calls us. You confused those two. I'm confusing everything. But I think we can figure this out. So te would be to call you. But it's we. We're calling you. So it's llamamos. Llamamos. I think it's llamamos. Los domingos. It's plural, right? Yeah. Oh, we are just struggling. But we'll get through it.
Tengo que estudiar para un examen.
Tengo que estudiar para un examen. Tengo. I have. To. Que is to here. Study for one exam. Thank you for the follow, Etruya Truyu. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. Tengo que. I have two. Okay, so two. This time que is two. Que is just like the magical word. It just has every single meaning you ever wanted to have. So I have to study for a exam. I'm good, thanks, and you. So that one's correct. I help you. I help you. Me encanta estudiar. I love to study. You know, I feel like this. I don't know if I'd like help from somebody who loves to study. El señor López me enseña español. Have to is weird if you think of it. How so? How do you think of it that makes it strange? Él es mi maestro favorito.
Maestro.
So, Sir Lopez me enseña?
Enseña.
Enseña is teaching me. Okay, I haven't seen that one before. Enseña.
No comprendo este texto en alemán.
I don't understand this text and
Alemán.
in German. Okay, German. Alemán. ¿Por qué está enfermo? Why are you sick? Yo te ayuda. I help you. I speak German very well. So I guess Spanish
Alemán.
is a language that doesn't capitalize languages. Alemán is so very different from German. The only thing I feel like it has in common is the man.
Alemán.
German. That's gonna take a second to learn.
A ella le gusta aprender idiomas.
You can't trust Duolingo for capitalization. Okay, got that. To her, she likes learning
Idiomas.
languages. You saw sentences which shouldn't start with capitalization too often. Yeah, no, that is true. They don't always start sentences with capitalization. Also, because sometimes it kind of can help you figure out the sentence. So like if I didn't know where to start this, I knew it would start with she. She likes learning languages. So,
Ah,
hello. I hope you're enjoying me suffering learning Spanish. No, it's actually been quite fun. I didn't expect to be doing this for over an hour. That's usually not my plan, but I do love learning languages, so I'm happy happy we've got to spend some time learning some Spanish today. So here the A is
Ah,
just once again, it's not useful to me. It's just because I could just say ella le gusta
le.
aprender idiomas. Right? I feel like that'd be the same sentence, but no, we gotta have an A in there.
Estoy cansada y tengo que limpiar.
Is different from ella? Okay. Okay, so once again it does have a meaning. I'm just not smart enough to understand the meaning yet. Always throw yet at the end of your sentences. I am tired and have that
Limpiar. ¿Qué?
and have to
Limpiar.
clean. Oh, tengo. Right. I have to clean. Oh, that's just a terrible situation, being tired and having to clean. Where is my coat? Imagine somebody's over at your house. You know, you're hanging out and you say, I'm tired and I have to clean. And then they go, where's my coat? You know, I'm just gonna head out. That would be quite a funny situation, but it's I help you. I clean the kitchen. Maybe. He buys me too in order to give me. He buys for me, so it belonged to me. Oh, okay. I think I see what you're saying. He buys me. Okay. Okay. Prefixes do apply meaning. Okay. No, I see now. I see.
A ti.
Do you help your siblings?
A nosotros.
We help them. We help our brothers,
Hijos.
children's. Do you help your siblings? We help our children.
Tú
Maybe.
siempre me ayudas con esta clase.
Tú siempre me ayudas con esta clase. You always help me
Me.
with this class. What I have noticed, because when I try and translate the sentences, I'll like hover my mouse under the words, like you always help me. And so that I just started doing that unconsciously. But now it's helped me realize like it's always when it's a verb, but then about somebody, they do help me. So I have to like go the other way around. And that's been a fun thing to learn.
El maestro
recently.
nos enseña 2 idiomas.
El maestro nos enseña 2 idiomas. The teacher teaches us 2 languages. Oh. They really threw in teacher, teaches, and teaching, and that just confused me in 3 different times. Yeah, the natural order is different between languages. Yeah, and I think it's just about if you're trying to translate between the 2 languages, that's something you kind of have to pay attention to. But hopefully by the end you don't have to translate between the 2 languages anymore. You'll just be able to think in the new language. Just like gato gris is gray cat. Yeah, that one I've started to kind of get the hang of because that's a lot of early level like Duolingo. They'll do like the gray coat and stuff like that, the red dress. So that one you find like kind of pick up on early. Languages
Juan,
really
tú nunca me ayudas.
Languages really are just a lot of pattern recognition at the start sometimes, if that's your way of learning. And I enjoy pattern recognition, so that's probably why I enjoy learning languages. Juan, tú nunca me ayudas. Juan, you never help me. I think one of the first sentences I heard is I learned was ayuda. Ayúdame. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We have now hit the follow goal, which is quite excellent. That's pretty cool. I've been working towards that for a little while. So I appreciate that. And I also appreciate all your help with me trying to understand Spanish. It's been a journey to learn some Spanish, but yeah. We hit the goal and I'm learning Spanish at the same time. Could not be a more excellent day. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Alright. Oh, do we remember German? Ooh, I don't think we do. Oh, I do. Allemand. I do. Okay. Now sometimes when I try to remember new words, even in English I do this, in any language, you gotta try make weird links in your brain to remember words. So like verde, remember is green, because green is the color of life, like plants and stuff. And vivo is life. And they both start with V's. So that's how I remember verde. Right, so you catch my drift with weird, just obscure links in my brain. So German, we've admitted that the man is the only thing it has in common with German. Me gusta enseñar idiomas y otras cosas. I do enjoy learning languages and other things. Life is just one long learning journey. And that's the fun part. Okay, so German, how my brain just made the connection. Okay, see you later. I hope you enjoyed watching with us. Enseñar. Teach, of course, right? Because learning is aprender. Okay, so the weird brain connection I just made for German is, although it's pronounced differently, this is ale, which is like linked to beer in my head. Therefore, German, they sell beer. That's like something that happened. So therefore, that's how I'm gonna remember German from now on. It's beer man. Or ale man, I guess. And there we go. Now I've got the word. Let's see if this connection works in my brain for a little while. We'll have to see. Porque something no nos ayudan y something siempre te ayudan.
A ti.
Okay, so a ti is with te, a nosotras is with nos. So, yeah, some connections like that just have to happen in like early language learning, I'd say, but I still do it with like English words that I should just know. And then sometimes you have like word connections that end up connecting with like other word connections, and then it makes no sense. Viajar, travel via, way in, Latin, I think. Oh yeah, that's probably a good one. I think that might also be the way I'm like subconsciously I've remembered it, the via. Yeah. It's just gotta be that way. So why don't you help us and always help them? You. T is you.
Te.
Something along those lines. I am learning a lot in this course. Yo aprendo mucho en este curso. Look at me go. Why do they not help us, but help you? Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. No, I think that would make the most sense to the sentence
Mis
that I was
abuelos
reading.
hablan alemán.
Mis abuelos hablan. I just didn't hear the rest.
Mis abuelos hablan alemán.
Look at us go. German. My grandparents speak German. Another reminder of the patriarchy. Yeah, I will also admit, currently accenting words, it's not gonna happen. Guess how you say Germany? Ooh. Okay. We have Español to Espana. This is also a type of reasoning. I remember at some point I learned the name for this reasoning, but I can't currently remember it. Okay, so we have Español to Espana. And we have Alemán. It's España. España. Yeah, okay, yeah. The fancy N, that's also one I'm gonna have to work on. Accents on letters and stuff, I have not spent time developing. Aleman. Yeah, the only reason I can have is Alemania, but I don't think that's the case. Because you also have Inglés, Inglaterra. The N is maybe the only important accent. Yeah, I think I started pronouncing it. It is Alemania. Ooh. I love that for me. See, that's what I mean. Language is just pattern recognition occasionally. The teacher helps us in class. I would certainly hope so. Oh, wait, that's so interesting. When I right click, that doesn't show on stream. That's interesting.
La,
Teachers
las maestras
help us.
nos ayudan. La clase.
Boom. I think that's correct.
Me gusta mucho este curso.
Curso. Me gusta mucho este curso. She helps me. Me ayudam, I think they've been using. Oh no, okay, they have just been using ayuda. Ayúdame. So you're trying to translate Alemania into Google Translate just to make sure. So they do like to capitalize countries, I think, yeah. So Duolingo wants me to add a space. With one curso de español, and this would also be this one. So it's not ayúdame. Okay. See, that's the first one I typed. I will admit, that's the first one I typed. Because that's the structure we've been repeating. But then Duolingo was like, I just checked and I was like, are we gonna do that? Because I think otherwise it would be help me, right? There wouldn't be an S. I think ayúdame would be help me. Just the phrase, help me. But not the order. Sometimes it gives me the order, but I guess in this time not. Okay. My grandmother is teaching me German. They're really insistent on German today. Mi oh, this is English. Abuela? Sometimes it does give you the big hover block. But yeah, in any language, UE, EU, IE, and EI, I will just mix them up. I cannot hear the difference for some reason. So that's also a big mistake I'll make often in Spanish. I'll just mix up those letters. Is teaching me. Learning so many language names at the same time would probably be more difficult. So maybe just focusing on German is probably easier. Me. Ooh, this is the one with the N. And Swen. Yeah. Me and Swenya. No, it's gotta be enseñame. Japones equals Japanese. Okay. Japan. That makes sense. Ensueñame or me ensueña alemán? It's fine, this is only the one we'll have to repeat. Mi abuela me enseña. I also keep reading enseña as ensueña, which is dream. Enseña. Okay, in English we say I want to buy it or I bought it. In Spanish we say it's... In Spanish it's I it want to buy and I it bought. Okay. Ella te invita, so she invited you. Los quieres comprar?
¿Los quieres comprar? ¿Los quieres comprar?
Quiero, los quieros. It's a bad example. Oh, I love Duolingo. Mi abuela me enseña alemán. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Enseña. Quiero los dulces. I want the candies. Los quieros. I want those. Okay. So, like, if you were to split the word up into, like, structural bricks of, like, words that belong together, in the first example, quiero would be separate from los dulces. Los dulces is one compound. But in the second one, los quieros is one compound. It's I want those. You can't split those up. Los es those or los es the. Okay. We've got one more and then we'll be done with Spanish for today. But I'm glad I'm understanding it.
Ellos te visitan a menudo.
They visit you often. And the first time we made this a mistake, we forgot the you. Yes. Does she need me now?
Ella necesita.
Ooh. I don't remember what mistake I made here. No, I do.
Ahora.
Necesita me and me necesita. So does she need me now? That is the good thing about them having you repeat the mistakes. Not if it's like right after it, because then you can just copy the correct answer, but if you have to come back to it later, like now, I have to try and remember what I did wrong. Okay. Mi abuela is teaching me. Me ensueña alemán. Boom. I think that they don't know us. Yo creo que. That's the mistake. They don't know us. Ella me enseña alemán en Alemania. Yes, she's teaching me German in Germany. I think that could also be fun at some point, just going to like a random country that you maybe speak like a couple words of and just learning the language that way. But I think in most countries, if they hear you trying to speak a language and you just struggle, they're very quick to switch to English if they can. Which I think is sad, because like then you don't really get the opportunity to learn. But I think it would be cool to just go to a country and be like, I don't have a clue what you're saying, but you're only going to speak your language to me until I figure it out. Not possible for you, but I assume in Europe you can just drive. Fair enough. Fair enough. You really just said, what's stopping you from doing that? Yeah. Plane travel. I think that ellos no.
No conocen.
So I think that they don't know us. Boom. We always call you on Sundays. Ooh, okay. Siempre. Like at this point I'm trying to remember what I wrote before instead of translating the sentence, which I think is bad, but it's okay. Siempre te llamamos los domingos. Oh, I misspelled that. There's no space. The word for call also works as phone call. Yeah, I think they have been using this throughout this to mean like phone call. But I guess could it also then work as like if you're living with like your parents and they're like they call you from downstairs to like come to dinner, it would work in that sense as well, I assume. You call us very often. Ooh, okay. Can you call in half an hour? Oh, okay. I only learned media the other day because I skipped all those languages and they just pulled up with like 8:30. I was like, what do you mean 8:30? I don't know what that means. But then luckily for me, I figured it out. Can you call me in half an hour? Okay. Because it's llamarme. Okay, you call us very often. I don't think this is right, but I'm gonna type it out anyway so I can feel it. Okay, and often menudo. Okay, now I know this isn't right. Llamar is to call. Okay. So to us, you call very often. It makes sense in my head, but I don't think this is what Duolingo wants me to do. You to call. Okay, so that's the issue. So it'd just be llama. Call us. Like, I know I can just hover over this and get the answer. You calls. Okay. Yeah, so I have just made it too difficult. So tú nos llamas. So you call us very often. I'm just confused why my brain didn't go for the simpler version first. I'm just overcomplicating things.
Bruno nos visita mañana.
Bruno visits us tomorrow. Bruno nos visita mañana. And if it was en las mañana, it would be in the morning, I think. So it's also redundant. Okay. Yeah. You can always just throw out the first pronoun for some reason. Bruno is visiting us tomorrow. Boom. Tu gato te
necesita.
Your cat needs you because he has a lot of hunger. So la mañana would be morning and mañana is tomorrow. There may be exceptions. Okay. Yeah, there's always language exceptions. That's the one thing you'll have to learn when you learn languages. Okay, maybe for Duolingo, let me move the chat up here. So you're not like in the green and then nothing can be seen. Um,
¿Por
but
qué?
I'm happy that I saw a TikTok the other quite literally like last night about the difference between porque with a space, porque no space no accents, and porque no space accent on the e. That was a very nice TikTok to see, and now life is so much simpler.
¿Cuándo nos visita nuestra abuela?
When will you visit us? When will you visit us, our grandmother? When will you visit our grandmother? When are you visiting our grandmother? From us? When?
¿Cuándo
Visit.
visita nos?
Okay. When? Is our grandmother visiting us? What does el nos visita mean? Honestly, I would not have gotten this sentence if there weren't words here for me. I would have no idea what to say. So when is our grandmother visiting us? This is granted a hard exercise, but also a new structure they have not shown us this whole time. Boom. You help me very often. Tú
Tú
me
me
ayudas.
ayudas
Muy
muy
a
a
menudo.
menudo.
Boom.
Mi padre nos visita muy a menudo.
Mi padre nos visita muy a menudo. My father visits us very often. Very often. Boom. What is dad buying us? ¿Qué?
¿Qué?
No. So questions, we'd say dad is buying us question mark. That's how like they do Spanish questions.
Papá. ¿Qué? Nos compra.
So dad, what's buying us? ¿Qué nos compra papá? What buying us, dad? Papá compra papá. Honestly, I think it's the pa with the compra that makes that more difficult to say than you would think. Boom. We finished all our tasks today. That's exciting. Oh, look at that. Next time we're here, we'll get to do this little story. Papá es un papá, una papá. That would make sense. But yeah, so far, no mistakes. So that's exciting. I think we're all out of language brains for today because I can't even read papá es una papá without mistakes. Also, I feel like that is just when I read papa, that just feels like I'm saying that with a German accent. So I guess we hop on to our next mode of activity. Oh yeah, there is the video. Let's do the video. Let me put you on the be right back screen so I can figure this out without things going wrong. You know, so things don't go wrong. Let me open this tab. Copy the name of the video. Boom. Boom. Okay, well, I'll also have to double check that the sound and everything works. Oh, and then let me pause my own background music. Boom. Is there any volume in this? Do I just have cosa en casa? Is there volume in this video? If there is, I'm not hearing it. No, there has to be volume. There is no volume? No, like, yeah, okay, I can't hear it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me just, okay. Let me see if I transition to this. Now you can studio mode. See the YouTube video. Okay. No, I have to add like a separate little audio source. Hold on. Okay. Where did it go? No puedo escuchar. See, the interesting bit is, not only is, like, OBS not picking up any sound, I'm also not hearing anything. Okay. No. Oh, that is actually a good one. Maybe the tab is just whole muted. That's great. Okay, that's unmuted. Oh, there you go. Boom. We figured it out. I love technical difficulties. Okay. I guess we're still technically doing Duolingo. So let's see what they have to say. Do I keep my subtitles on? Yeah, it's probably better. Okay. Getting my daughter out of the house.
Who's the lucky girl?
Her name is Natalia.
Okay.
She just moved here from Honduras. I might ask her
Oh,
out.
Honduras.
Or I might get up to make a sandwich. It's 50-50 right now.
Come on, a date's more fun, and maybe you'll get a free sandwich out of it.
You do make a point.
I love that her options are get a girlfriend or make a sandwich. That seems like excellent choice making. Okay.
Womp womp. I tried, Grandma. I asked her a question and she just responded, "Cake," and then we typed "cake" back and forth, and then nothing. Dating is so confusing. But sandwiches are simple, right? Just 2 slices of bread and unlimited.
I will admit, making sandwiches is probably easier than learning a whole new language. But I see why you recommended this video now.
Limited possibilities.
Let me see.
I know that. What?
My means your friend is using Spanish texting abbreviations.
Spanish texting
In English, we text
abbreviations?
LOL or TYSM. Well, other languages do that too. K, which means what in Spanish, is abbreviated with the letters K or Q. So the letter K doesn't mean okay.
Oh, so she was asking what, and I just kept on saying what back?
Moving on.
That would be very, very unfortunate to happen. I think I would not enjoy that confusion, but you know what? It has to happen at some point. Okay.
This one's important. J-A-J-A-J-A or J-E-J-E-J-E means ha 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 or he he he.
Okay, wait, let me go back like a couple frames. Text languages, their abbreviations for laughing, I've recently discovered is actually quite interesting. So of course we know English like the ha ha ha. And then I did know about the ja ja ja, but I hadn't heard about this one. But I know that the Portuguese one is just KKK. KKKKKK, lots of K's. I think those are the only ones I've actually really seen. Like this one I see now a lot because I'm also just watching a lot of Spanish Twitch. Hebrew is a single letter repeating. Yeah, I think I saw it once again at TikTok about all of this, and I think some languages kind of just do keyboard smashes. Oh, so that letter sounds the same as jaw jaw jaw. I think it's funny when people have like their like donations and stuff turned on, and like they have it on English because they speak in English, but now they have like somebody who like will donate in Spanish, and then the whole like thing will just be like jaw jaw jaw. Yeah, not in English. I think it's funny when it like a TTS decides to pronounce it in English, though. I think it's kind of funny. But yeah, it's interesting to see what countries use as their laughing sounds. Because before I learned that other languages did it differently, I hadn't seen it differently. Like I'd seen the Mandarin one, of course, from when I was learning Mandarin. But other than that, I only really knew of the ha ha ha.
Oh, I see.
And X can mean poor, like XFA is short
Oh
for...
yeah. No, I have seen this one, but whenever I see this one, I always have to think for like a good like 30 seconds. I'm like, what are they trying to say? Because like the fa for favor makes sense, but then you gotta remember that it's poor, and it's just the X doesn't make a lot of sense for me there.
Por favor. And XQ means porque. But X can also mean beso, like XOXO.
Yes.
Oh, I feel a little bad, but also hungry. Hungry? Bangry? Need food.
Fair enough. XEJ is for ooh, cannot pronounce that one. For example, ejemplo. Ejemplo? Maybe? I love that she's learning so much and then she's like, you know what? At this point, I need some food. Anything but learning languages.
I was gone for literally 3 seconds. Gimme. Grandma? Not cool, Grandma.
You were taking too long. I needed some drama. So now your date tomorrow is at 7. She wants to go to that new sandwich spot and you offered to pay. And before you ask me, Nolan, you cannot borrow any money for your date. But if it all goes well,
she's just
maybe
running
one
it
day
all.
You can text her TQM or Te
quiero
quiero mucho.
Oh. There we are.
It's more
I quite
fun.
like this one. Let me go back to...
Well, other languages do.
That was quite fun. The grandma just really was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna get this organized for you, my favorite grandchild. But yeah, no, I think that's something I definitely would like to learn more about, like, as I learn Spanish. Because, like, Duolingo, of course, is going to teach me formal levels of Spanish. And it's going to, teach me, like, the proper, like, essay way to say it. But if I want to, like, have real conversations, that's always going to be a little bit different. And then that's not even talking about texting conversations. But also then it makes you think about, like, what you say in, like, your own language or, like, English, whatever. You have so many abbreviations that you might use that to an outsider would be very confusing. So then it makes you think about it all. It makes you think, question everything. Boom. Okay. The plan for today was to do some Duolingo and then switch to Minecraft. But the plan today was also not to do Duolingo for a solid 2 hours, I will admit. I tend to stream for about 2 hours, so I don't think we'll be getting into anything big on Minecraft today. I think we'll just maybe hop around for like a little bit just to see how it goes. Boom, it's loading. And then let me just minimize Duolingo so it's not taking up CPU. I do have the modded Minecraft tag. The mods packs I play with, this is currently a custom mod pack. Because I watched like a little bit of modded Minecraft like years ago, but not a lot. And then recently, of course, I've been watching it more and more. But I didn't understand it a lot, so I wanted to learn about modded Minecraft. So I've done a couple of different attempts at it. And this is my latest world, where the idea is it's a custom mod pack, which originally consisted of just like some quality of life mods to make it run easier, like Optifine and stuff. And one like big gameplay mod, which the first one was Tinker's Construct, which we've got all these tools for, which is also like one of the only mods I had any experience with. And the idea is as soon as I learn one mod fully, or as fully as I want to have it learned, it is 1.12.2, yes. I add in a new mod, so like we've got our Tinker's Construct stuff here, and then I add in a new mod that I then want to learn, so then we added in the mob grinding utility. And yeah, I decided to go with 1.12.2 because I figured it had the most mods available. That's what research told me. And so as soon as I learn one mod fully, I kind of want to throw in a new mod and to learn that mod fully, and this way hopefully I'll be able to start getting a little bit better at modded Minecraft. Last time we decided just to build, because I haven't built anything in this world, and then I got to use the chisel ones. Like going to the newest mods. Yeah, the newest mods are very cool. I definitely find it really interesting to see what new mods develop over time. And you never know. Ooh, create is definitely one I want to learn, but I'll need like a lot of time dedicated to create. So I think once I'm a bit more settled into this world, I'll add create. Although I think create might have its own ores, so I might have to do that in a new world, and then I'll learn that one. But create is one that like people who understand create are incredible. Yeah, I think it might be, so I'll have to like start a new world for it. Let me see if I could add it to this one. I can just check that. Yeah, no, not to this version. Create is definitely complicated. Oh, stuck in a block. But yeah, the next time we're probably in this world. It was the plan for today. But next time I added a new mod. I added the Twilight Forest, so it'll be the first time of me actually going into the Twilight Forest. I think we'll do some of that next time. For 19.2. Okay, I'll just have that. I'll have that set up at some point. Not too difficult, I think. When you want to try newer modes, yeah. But I find it interesting to see what new mods get developed over time. Especially now that there's a couple of like custom mods for like language translation and stuff that aren't like publicly available, but those are very cool to see what they will, like how they'll change the game, if you will. But yeah, I think I'll probably set up like maybe a newer version for mods so I can try some new ones at some point. But yeah, the idea is just to learn as many mods at a time, but I was doing like mod packs and stuff like Feed the Beast Academy, try and learn mods, but I felt it was just too much all at once when you have like 12 big mods and then you don't know which part is from which mod, so it's just easier for me to start from 0 and work my way up. Or so I thought. Go with the quest. Quests are quite fun. I like mod packs that when they give you quests, because then I have like a clear like path to follow. Yeah, you could definitely watch. There's lots of good little modded YouTube series. Chosen Architect is a nice one. Yeah. The only experience I had prior to this with modded Minecraft was a YouTube series from many years ago, which was called Race to the Moon. And in that they had the Tinker's Construct. That's why that's the only mod I know. But other than that, I hadn't seen any like YouTube series with modded Minecraft. But I'm seeing more of it like now on Twitch and stuff, so it's been quite fun. Quite fun indeed. I am just jumping around aimlessly in case anybody was wondering. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That is very cool. Okay, this is still not working as efficiently as I'd like it to, but there's no reason for it not to be working. So I guess it's just unfortunate. Maybe we do have to just make it bigger, because the more space for mobs to spawn, the quicker mobs will spawn. But I don't know. You're welcome to try help. We've been trying to fix this for a while, and it's just not working. For some reason, something's just so fundamentally broken about it. I think we just aren't getting enough mob spawns. It's the only issue. Because inside, everything's dark enough for nothing to spawn with these lights off. It's light level 0 in here. And these fans reach the whole way, so they should always blow it into there. And then this should always blow it into this corner. Yeah, mob grinding utils. And like, we've got Sure, we don't have looting 10 quite yet because I just don't have lapis. Maybe we should go mining for lapis. But for the rest, it should all be working. And then this fan, of course, keeps them just in there. Add a mob. This is all we have for the mob grinding utils. So we do have chicken feed, but this is only to like clone mobs and get their the spawn egg for them. So that isn't anything we need. Yeah, it's the older version. I have played with this newer version at some point as well. But I think we just probably either need a different mod that like makes more mobs spawn by clicking on the ground, or we just need to be patient. Yeah, we might have to like just try in a whole new mod to do that. But maybe if we find some lapis, we can get stuff quicker. For a second, I was like, I don't have a glider. Make an AFK spot. Yeah, I think if we're on the tower, we're far enough away that mobs can spawn. I think that might be a good spot, but I don't quite know. Yeah, I think the rest of our radius should be like well enough lit that nothing else should spawn. I'm gonna try and find a cave to look for some lapis. Great idea to find a cave with no torches on me. There we are. That's all we need. I feel like we have not been mining in this world in ages. So it'll be nice. Boom. Do we have wood on us? Okay, we're fine. We can go. Hopefully we find ourselves some lapis. Yeah, that's been one of the excellent additions to playing older versions of Minecraft. All the old textures, it's so fun. And just the old coal spawn rate. Like, this spawns so quickly. Like, there's so much coal always. We're never running out of coal. Oh, look at it. More coal. Who would have thought? There's also no smooth lighting. There might be. I might have just turned it off. It's a possibility. Just because running modded Minecraft and loading in new chunks will always be difficult for my computer. So I try to keep my options set low. Was there a chicken down here? So I don't lose my way out of the cave. Essentially. But now I've gone in a circle, so I will lose my way out. Yeah, but this isn't near enough, I think, for things to spawn anyway. I think it's outside of the spawn area. I just want to find some lapis, really. Find some lapis, and then we can add some more looting to our mob grinder. Okay, you know what? I don't even care. We're going down. We're just going down. Straight down, in fact. Because we have no fear. I am listening out for lava, though. Come on, there's gotta be something here. What level are we at? Okay. We are just breaking Minecraft's first law. There is no other option for us. Okay, we do a 180. And then we should eventually get to a cave, according to the map. Hopefully we find something. Okay. At least our tools are unbreaking, so I don't actually have to worry about any of this, like, breaking on me. Here we are. Boom. We'll never say no to some iron. Especially because we can smelt it in 0.2 seconds. Okay, that's not true, but you know we can smelt it relatively quickly. Okay, this also has a luck 2 on it, so it'll have to do. Boom. Oh. Man, I should have kept some water on me. Oh wait, let me just not die over here. So in case I do die, it doesn't go into the lava. Although, no, we have a grave mod, it's fine. Not an issue. Oh, where's my bucket? I should have that in my inventory now that I'm down here. What do I not need? This, and this. Or this, and this. I don't know why I just got a whole anvil. Okay. The pretty block that has no real purpose, but is pretty. Redstone so we can add more haste to our tools. Eventually. Any more lapis for us? Any at all. Just dark caves, okay. You're pretty. I don't think we've seen this one. Ooh, okay, we'll try it for today, just because it is gonna confuse me if we do it long term. Okay, I know the alphabet. Español de España. It's probably a good one. If it'll listen to me. And this is where my computer starts to struggle. And we just give it a second. Yeah, it takes a little bit to load. And then if we're lucky, it doesn't crash the whole game. And if we're unlucky, it does crash the whole game. Yeah, it might take a hot second, but you know what? We haven't gone down in FPS. Sometimes when we do this, our FPS drops, but so far so good. We give it a second. We click on the Minecraft icon to see if it's telling me that it's struggling. No, it's fine. We just wait patiently. Oh, okay. Okay, it's there. In written text, you write N with a line instead of a curvy one since it's faster. Oh, that makes sense. Are we gonna listen to me pressing buttons today? No. No, we are not. Oh, my Minecraft is not responding. I've just gotten the white overlay. Ooh. Oh, it's back, potentially. Okay, now we're on Venezuelan. Let me go back to Spanish. Because I don't want to confuse my brain. Algunas... No? Traducciones pueden contener errores. Ooh. Okay. It's fine. Nah, it's fine, it's fine. Once it loaded it once. It's fine. I know what buttons I'm pressing, yes. I don't know the buttons by, memory, which makes it a whole lot more difficult. Filet. Pico de obsidiana. Okay. We're looking for some lapis lazuli. That makes sense. That makes sense that they didn't quite change that name. Okay, we go down, because that's usually where lapis is at. So much water, and for what? Oh, so many cool blocks, and no lapis, come on. We've just never seen this before, and now we find 3 of them. Oh, that means we can make more warp stones. Nice. Well, once we kill more endermen. They did. They called it a fillet. Yeah, it probably is biome specific. And coal is carbon. I was about to try and say the word without realizing it, but then I realized it also reminded me of a swear word, so I was like, maybe let's look at the word before I mine it. Okay. Currently I have 0 diamonds. We have luck 2, fortuna 2. Dos. Uno, dos, dos, dos. Let's see if we can, how many we get. Okay, there were only 3 there, and we got 4 diamantes. That's better than nothing. All I want is lapis, though. That's all I want and need. Es una más. Vale, okay, let's go. Oh, okay. Couple FPS drops there. We live. I wish there was not this much water just everywhere. Boom. It's not water. It's agua. I assumed that that was coming. As soon as you said it's not water, I was like, oh, where's this going? But the reason that we're out here grabbing lapis was I know thoughts. I have thoughts. Boom. To make 9 more of these. And 9 times 4 is 36. You knew palo before since you had to translate your mod? I see. I don't even know if I know palo. Oh, pepita de oro. That's fun. So we need 36. So we just need 2 more and then we're technically mission accomplished. Made a mod crafting on a stick. I have in fact used the crafting on a stick mod in one of my modded worlds, I believe. But I don't know if it was 1.18 plus. I don't know. Don't quite know. Boom. Okay, we still haven't figured this whole mystic orb thing out yet. Yeah, it seems like a good mod to just throw in because it's just fun, it's useful. Okay, we just need 2 more lapis. Yeah, vein mining just makes you lose hunger so quickly. But it's fine, it's worth it. Vein mining is just one of my favorite things to do. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I have the Curious mod, but I haven't used it because we kind of wanted it for backpacks, but that ended up not working. So now here we are. Yeah. Like getting a backpack to fit into one of these slots. I think it's probably the backpack mod that just was not wanting to play. Yo no me gusta más agua. But also water before like pre-aquatic update is just a nightmare. There's just no easy way to travel in the water. Okay, I should not be just jumping around with all this lava here. Sounds. Oh, this is terrible. I'm not gonna know if like a creeper's coming up to attack me. Oh, don't fall. Okay, what does lava sound like? What do we call lava in Spanish? Okay, fuego, that's fire. Pluk is indeed plug. Agua fluyendo is flowing water. Burbujeo de lava, like bubbling lava. Okay. Miercielago, and now that sounds gone. Iglava is lava, okay. Aja voler. No idea what they're saying. Oh, more water. How I love water. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I want to leave. Okay. Boom. I feel like I've been here because there's nothing good over here. There's not a single ore. Okay, we'll go up. We'll go up and we'll go down another way. Okay, you saw some iron? That probably means we haven't been this way. There's lots of coal now. We have enough iron back at the base that we don't need to mine more. Like, we don't need to go back for it, but at least it means we haven't been here. We'll go this way. We'll see what this world has to offer for us. We need like 2 more lapis, and that's kind of ridiculous. It's possible that we have 2 lapis at home. I didn't check to see how much we had left. I just knew we didn't have 4. Este mundo. I forget mundo. This world? Oh. Maybe. Maybe. I guess we'll never know. Always go right, because right is right except when it's left. And this time it was wrong, so we must head left. Also, me placing these torches my usual way, like, as if I'm gonna leave this place by walking out and not just warping out with my waystone. Okay. Away, away, away. I'm so glad I decided to add this little trash slot. It's made my life easier. Oh, you know what? I do not need my chisel right now. Diamante. Mena de ora. Mena di hierro. Esmeralda. These are mods, so they're not translated. Redstone. Lapis lazuli. Yeah, I didn't know that was iron. Hierro. Also, all the iron we probably just mined we didn't pick up because my inventory was full and we have a stack of iron. So that's probably unfortunate. Okay, so this way just wasn't it. Okay, I want to go to where all the zombies are and then drop down on them. It's probably the worst idea of my life. But oh well. Oh, I can hear him. Lots of hierro. Hierro. Not pronouncing the H is also something I'm gonna have to try and remember. Where was that creeper? Okay, maybe the creeper does not care about me. And maybe it does. And the Z? What happens to the Z? I don't know if I've seen the Z sounds a lot. But Mexico, you do pronounce good? Yeah. That's just one of those that like you just got it. Oh, where are you coming from? I don't appreciate this. Boom, we keep going. Why is there so much water? There's no need for there to be this much water so deep under the ground. And we do need to head deeper, so I'm just gonna, you know, do it the right way. Oh, I don't. Okay. We're looking out for lava. We hear water. We hear Objecto Kaido, which is object hits. A minimap does say a cave. But this is the one we were just in, I believe. With just all the water. Yeah, it's the same one. Can I go from this cave to another cave? We can try walking over here. Maybe. Like, we've been there before, but maybe around that lava there's something useful for us. Okay, now this should take us to lava, so here we do have to be a little bit more careful. Also, we have been surprisingly lucky with me mining down twice and not falling in lava. Like, that was very lucky. Okay. Is this just a lava pocket, or is this the start of another cave? No, but there is some diamonds. And I won't say no to diamonds. Okay, we just add a little bit of protection, because I feel like we've been lucky so far today. Okay, we've got 4. Let's see how many we get from this. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know 13 in Spanish, I'll be honest. No idea, not a clue. Okay. This texture for Socria is wrong. Scoria. Treche, it could be. That sounds probably right. Because I don't know. I skipped all those units in Duolingo. I'll have to figure those out myself. Dude, we're scoring on emeralds today. Now we'll just have to kill a bunch of endermen at some point, and then we can make all of the waystones we want. Looked on rock types. Like, it's wrong in the Minecraft is wrong, or it's wrong in matching like the real type. Oh. Yeah, I will say that I find that with lapis, that texture is kind of wrong compared to the real type, because like real lapis lazuli is quite pretty because it has like the blue, of course, but it also has like veins of almost gold, and I think that looks really cool. As so many holes and such. Ooh, that could be kind of cool. Like, I don't think they texture the... Oh, nearly just jumped down there. The block to have holes, but like they could texture it like this, I guess. But then like the cracks would be darker to like symbolize the holes, maybe. I think that could be a cool way to texture it. Made textures for rocks when you were bored. Nice, nice. I had, I think almost like 2 years ago now, maybe, I had a mini series on my TikTok where I'd take every vanilla Minecraft block and I rated it out of 10 and gave my reasoning why. And a lot of the times blocks got low ratings because it just had no texture, and that was just my reasoning. So block textures are importante. Okay, we gotta find another little cave. Okay, so this is kind of the furthest this goes. Where are we at? So we wanna turn this way in mine. No, why don't we just dig some of the dirt up? Boom. Bedrock and stone have the same pixels, but a color effect. Oh, yeah, that could be it. That could be it. There's lava and there's water. Wait, let me, for now, maybe do this so I can quickly switch to a block in case I mine into lava. There we go. Okay, now we know where the lava's at. stay back. We're careful. We're very careful. Sometimes it's easier to read subtitles than to actually hear things. Because it's quicker for me to read things than to like hear and process sometimes. And it's also just an extra one, especially if there's like background music on like right now. Sometimes like hearing specifically where sounds are coming from are not very easy. Plus it also kind of makes my streams a bit more accessible, maybe. Not really, but maybe. I do have a shovel, but gravel's just annoying. Gravel annoys me. It's too much risk for suffocation. There's so much gravel. It never ends. Well, then maybe the subtitles will help you a little bit. It's pretty cool, though. The science behind cochlear implants. I love when science advances. Okay, we head maybe this way? Okay, this is the lava pit we were looking for. I think, if we look at the map, yeah, okay. Yep, it definitely does. That's, yeah, one of the reasons I watch maybe more Spanish content creation at the minute. Or at least English with Spanish subtitles. Hoping it'll help me learn. Why there's a witch down here? I think. I feel like I heard a witch, but I can't read subtitles. Risas de bruja. I'm thinking that's laugh of the witch. It means steps. Ooh. Yeah, risas de bruja. Because I know risas is laugh. So I'm assuming that's laugh of a witch. Please don't be anywhere near me. Oh, we're just... there's just so much trash. I just need like 2 more lapis. That's all I need. Bruja is witch. Yes. Okay. Look at all this coal. Bruja has meaning in Hebrew. That's also quite funny when learning a lot of different languages. Like, one word will mean something completely different in another, and sometimes they mean the same thing. It's the exact opposite. Ooh. That's interesting, because now I want to know, like, why? Why is that the difference, you know? Why does it have good meaning in one language and bad meaning in another? And do they have any correlation with each other? Oh, that's my bad. Come on, just one little lonely block of lapis, if you will. No, of course not. That would be crazy. They're above me. They have to be. I can't hear where they're coming from. They're like on all sides of me. Yeah, let me pause my music for a second and see if I can actually hear where this is coming from. Yeah, no, I cannot tell. Okay, let me look on the mini-maps. I'm actually like right above them. Does this make them louder? I can't tell. Can't tell where they're coming from. It doesn't look like I'm mining into anything. Okay, no, I think it's up higher. Let me take my torches out. It'll be dark. I apologize. I don't know where they're coming from. All sides. Turn the music back on now, because now it's too quiet. Now I can like hear my own thoughts, and I don't want to hear. I just want to hear Minecraft. What if I go up? I think they're quieter here. Yeah, so we definitely want to actually be going like around here or down. And I wish they had name tags. I could see name tags. Oh, there's a silverfish here. What are you doing here? Why are these all silverfish blocks? I forget what silverfish mean. They gotta be somewhere. Oh, I found a cave. It's a whole ravine. Lots of iron. Still not quite where the mobs are at, but this will be a good spot for us to look for some more things. We'll just jump down. Yeah, why not? Mas agua again. And mena de ora. I want to say bloque de ora, but I don't think that's right. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, you have a fun hat. What hat am I wearing right now? Nothing. It's from the word berech, which means knee. I see, I see. We'll just go back to the classic jester. Okay. No lapis here. We should also be at the right level for lapis, I think. Why level 15? Like, lapis could be here, I feel like. Ah, I see, I see, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. That would be the connotation. The link. The link. Mas ora? Oro? Oro. Hierro. Yo tengo más hierro. Hierro. Oh, please don't explode. I really wanted that lapis. That emerald. Esmeralda. Hebrew has roots, which is taking the Spanish bases further. Oh. Yeah, you know, lots of roots. But yeah, I don't really remember any of my Arabic, unfortunately. I forgot it all, which is quite sad. Maybe one day I'll relearn it all. Oh, don't jump in the lava. That was gonna be a bad move. You have 3 to 4 letters which build up roots. Yeah, and then like each letter has like meaning it adds to the word. Okay, I still hear all these mobs and I still don't see them. Where am I at? Okay. This looks like the outline of a cave. I just don't know. Agua fluyendo. Avion in Spanish is aviron. Okay, yes. Aviron in Hebrew. Not me. Just not even paying attention to where I'm mining. That's the same origin, but aviron also includes avir, air. Yeah, I think it's probably the same Latin root with English aviation, right? To fly. Like, I'm thinking the word you're talking about is means bird, maybe? To fly, something like that, based on the Latin roots, but I have no idea. At the end of the day, I don't know what I'm talking about, really. Boom. Yeah, avian bird in Latin, vision. Oh, I see. Okay, that's kind of cool. Boom. Oh, you can just stay. Full stack. There we go. Inventory is a bit cleaner. Pedernal. Roca. Who would have thought? I believe we might have this one, but I'll take it. Etiquette. Semillas de calabaza. I think this is pumpkin. Stone is roco. Semillas de remolacha. Okay, so now we know seeds is semillas. Hueso. Cubo. Cubo. We'll take the cubo. Why not? Oh, another disco de música, but it's the same one. And semilla de sandia. I'll just add another little waypoint here for our third zombie what's it called? Editar zombie spawner. Nuevo. Zombie spawner number 3. Buscar. I feel like I know that word, but also I've apparently forgotten. And then, where is it at? Oh? No, I pressed cancel. Buscar to look for. Oh, I see, okay. Zombie spawner number 3, and then Gardar? Guarantee, maybe? That could be a link. There it is. Activado. Desactivado. Cerrar. Yeah, that was the gut reaction there indeed. Okay, well we found where all the noise was coming from. No lapis up here though. Any fun cave systems though? Why don't we just go over here? What's the harm? Eliminar. Spanish is brutal. Yeah. Oh, there's our little cave, or a little dig down. Let's see. Okay, I just want to find my last little pieces of lapis and then we can call it a day. Boom, boom. Pico de obsidiana. My lovely little obsidian pickaxe. Probably mined past where I wanted to go, but we're just gonna keep going now. Un pico de pico. Un poco de pico. A little of a pickaxe? Or would you, if you're trying to say a little pickaxe, wouldn't you just say un poco pico? Pico poco? A bit of pickaxe. Only a little bit. Where am I going? Backwards. Like right here, we should probably be fine. maybe. Burbejio de lava. Exactly what we want to be. We're also going too low. This is just below lava level. A little bit of a pickaxe. Okay. It's gotta be somewhere. We hear the Burbejio de lava. It's a noun on its own. Oh, yeah. Okay, come on, lava. Fall on me, I dare you. And this is why I don't like gravel. Or grava. Oddly fitting that it sounds so similar to a grave. Okay, we found the lava. Now we just have to find a cave attached to the lava. Thank you. More of this pretty block that we have yet to see in all of our traveling days. We keep looking. Un poco de leche. A little bit of milk. House del apartamento. I do not understand that one. That's for sure. Oh, you're just all decked out. Oh, you're cool. I like you, Mr. What are you? Esqueleto. Protection 2. Un poco de leche, cosa del apartamento. Things in the apartment. Del is in, maybe? Oh, I have no idea, but I have found more emeralds. Man, this has been a good mission for finding emeralds today. Oh, didn't mean to break all that cobblestone. Un poco is a noun and leche is another. Exactly like cosa is a noun and apartamento is a noun. Oh. We found what we're looking for. Come on, give me everything I ever wanted. Everything I ever needed. Clearing my inventory so I've got space to pick it all up. So there's no poca since there's no coso. Oh, I see. Oh, that was a large vein. Oh my goodness. We can add luck 3 onto our pickaxe, hopefully. That's crazy. Look at us go. We definitely got what we needed. That was crazy. Okay. I'm not complaining. And it's also good because luck doesn't stack, so we can add luck on here without needing to use an upgrade slot. So then we can get our pickaxe to luck 3. And at some point I think we're gonna have to... isn't it... what? It is almost 2 stacks? Yes, for everything but luck. Like, I have no new upgrade slots on this one because I still need to mine like 6,000 blocks. But I can add luck 3. For some reason it doesn't stack that way. Okay, well we got what we wanted, so I'm gonna go home. Yeah, I also thought everything just stacked, just counted for levels, but for some reason luck just doesn't. Oh wait, I don't have one set up at home yet. Ooh. And how far away are we? Okay, we're close. It's not worth it going all the way to our our mines and then back, because that is like 4,000 blocks away. We'll just strip mine up. And then our pickaxe also gets to break some blocks and it'll level up quicker, maybe. But no, unbreaking tools are life-changing. Because like otherwise I'd have to be worried about right now having enough wood to make tools, to make like an iron and stuff, to make like a new pickaxe if I run out. But now I don't have to worry about any of that. I can just mine to my heart's content. Okay, we're gonna go this way, so we're going towards base 1. Okay, we're already on Y44. We should be there sooner rather than later. And then hopefully with the luck on the sword, or at least on the like the mob grinding thing, we'll be able to maybe get some more drops. I really just want it to give me some ender pearls. That's the only reason I'm really building it. I don't care about the other stuff. Don't care about XP. Just want some ender pearls easily. But maybe we're just gonna have to go to the end and set up one of those enderman farms. I've never done it, never even seen it done. But that might be the best option for us. To actually get ender pearls quickly. So we'll really be going to beat the game just to get ender pearls. Okay, we hear chickens. We're underneath our cow farm. I'd rather not mine up into that. That would have been unfortunate. They would have all escaped. Would have been back at 0. Agua fluyendo. Okay, there's flowing water nearby us. There's lava. What's lava doing this close to our base? The way to get ender pearls changed a lot recently. You can trade for them now, right? Is that the best way to get them still? Oh, we're all the way out here. Perfect. With piglins? Yeah, I tried that once. I've only ever beaten the game once. I did it in, I think, 1.16 or whatever the most popular speedrunning one is. And I did trade for it then. Would be nice to get emeralds that way now, but no. No, I can't be that lucky. You know what? You get to stay here. We did need more of this, I'll be honest. So we used a lot in our recent build. You. Or tierra? You know the storage drawer mod? Yes, I've been thinking of adding in a storage mod. I haven't done it yet, as you can clearly see, but that was one of the mods I was thinking of adding in next. Tierra is a known word, yes. If only for the fact that, like, Terra is, Earth. In one of the mythologies. That's the only reason I know it, at the very least. No, we keep you separated. Oh, I did have the 2, so I didn't actually have to find them all. Look at all the coal we have! All the blocks of carbon. You can just stay there. Perfect. And we'll start just throwing in... Nope, stay there. Okay, we'll have to melt that in a second. Lana and Kama is funny. Lana is, in Spanish means wool. And Lana in Hebrew means wants to sleep. Oh! Kama in Spanish means bed, and Kama in Hebrew means wake up. Wow, so it looks like Hebrew and Spanish have a lot just in disagreements with each other, which is quite interesting. But I think it's probably the two languages have a lot of words in common despite not being at all related to each other, because just to humans certain sounds flow out of the mouth easier, especially like with lana and kama, as you can imagine. The double A with the N and M's maybe are just easier to pronounce, so that's why both languages probably have it. So she lana on the lana and kama from the kama. Sounds are different between languages. Yeah, they're definitely different. But I think that's probably how they kind of got similar sounding words with just different meanings. Boom. Okay, you can just do your own thing. And then when you're done, you'll all just join this whole stuff. Create a random word which has no meaning. I can tell you if it's similar to Hebrew or English. Yeah. I'm not good at coming up with random words. I've had to do that for like school assignments and stuff when I was younger. Not a strength, a specialty. I tried to say strengthfulty, but that's not a word. Okay, come on, spawn us some Endermen. No, of course, but we also haven't had this loaded in. Yeah, Perzel will look like a Hebrew word more than English. That's, yeah. Okay, this needs some light, apparently. Boom. Boom. And just for, you know... Okay, let's light some of this up so, like, no mobs are gonna be spawning here. Although with the yellow, I don't know if they'll spawn anyway. Symmetry. Symmetry. We love symmetry. Some builds just... I mean, it's a castle. It's a castle tower. It needs to be symmetrical. Otherwise, like, it just wouldn't work. That's just not how it works. Like, some builds, you know, I can respect a little bit of asymmetry. But other builds, no. Okay, this area should be well lit up enough by now. Okay, that's just too dark. That's just a whole cave. Okay, I did get that lapis for a reason. Maybe I should actually do what I came out to do. That might be a smart move. But we'll light up some of this hill. Boom. Okay. Our latest build project, the tower, actually our only build project in this world, I will admit. Okay, it has to do. No, I should probably go grab my lapis. That's probably a good idea. Okay, well this can be lit up. And we quickly make our pepita de ora and some redstone. We should have all of that, because I saved that. And we needed 9 of these. Perfect. Okay, let's go throw that in. Oh yeah, the stresses on words. Lapis? Lapis. Yeah. Yeah, stresses on words are interesting. Okay, you need more light. There we go. We know there's no mobs in here. There never are. Okay. Boom. So now all we need is spider and 2 more of these. So rotten flesh and spider eyes. That's all we need to finish this. Wait, let me maybe finish this and then I'll come and turn it back on. we can do 2 rotten flesh. Dos. Necesito 2 más. Boom. And then we don't have enough spider eyes. No. Not even slightly. And then it can resume its hard work. Yeah, 9 more spiders. This on, this off. Okay, and we let it be. And then let's put luck 3 on our pickaxe. Our pickaxe is also what we're using when we kill any endermen. So it'd be nice if this had luck 3, just to up our chances. So yeah, I can't add any more upgrades to this, because underneath Fortuna 2, it would say like upgrade available or something. And despite that, I can... Okay, well, I don't have enough to get it to luck 3. Suerte 3, but I can still use all that lapis to get it closer to luck 3. And it'll build itself. Like somehow, if I keep using it. Right now it's at 333 out of 360, and if we keep using it, it'll by itself get up to 360, or so I've been told. I've yet to see the effects of that myself, but I have been told. Look at all that we're smelting. We've still got enough to go. Still got enough to go. We've added all of the lapis to our pickaxe, so now it's 1 step closer to luck 3. Just needs like 27 more. And hopefully it'll just build by itself. In theory, I can copy this structure so it goes twice as fast, and I can still do full blocks over here if I wanted to. So I need 1 grifo. I think it'll... yeah. Thank you for the raid, it's Snack Baby. I hope you had a good stream. What were you up to? What were you up to? We need one of these. And we have those. We're playing some modded Minecraft. Oh, I just realized I've forgotten to update my stream. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for the raid. We are playing Minecraft while trying to learn Spanish. Let me update the title. I just realized I forgot. Yes. We're here. Yeah, we were spending a lot of time doing some Duolingo, I'll be honest. A lot of time. So we learned a lot. Yeah, I have only recently started streaming anything other than Minecraft, so it takes a little bit for me to remember to change it. I have to get better at that. We did 2 hours of Duolingo, and now we're just doing a little quick bit of Minecraft. We were just mining to get some more lapis, and now I'm gonna see if I can upgrade this lovely little furnace to work, but the difficulty is it's all in Spanish now. So all of the things I thought I knew, I now have to try and do in another language. Actually, I can't upgrade this because there's stuff in the furnace. So this will have to go slowly. But yeah, if you're confused by any of the words on the screen because they're Spanish, I am equally confused. I also have no idea what's going on. Also, my Minecraft has been muted this entire time. Today is just full of technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I guess once all of the iron is filtered through. Was it Fundidora? Oh my goodness, I don't even know what that means. Which is gonna take a while because there's 22 blocks in here. I guess Dora does need funds now. Yes, despite never having learned Spanish from Dora, the only phrase I used to know in Spanish was "Hola, soy Dora," and I'd never had a Dora that spoke Spanish. Oh yes, Fundidora. The smeltery. I see. But yeah. I guess we're gonna have to wait for this to filter through, and then I'll try eventually to copy it here so we can have 2 of these running at the same time, so maybe it goes a bit quicker. Guess it's Foundry. That could be it. Controlador de Fundidora. That would make sense. Then what's our big smelter called? Let's have a look. Actually, what are cows in Spanish? Anyone know? Anyone want to try and guess before I look at them? Cows in Spanish? Okay. A furnace is called a horno chamuscado. There we are. Chorizo? I'm sure that that's incorrect. It is in fact vaca. Okay. We all forget. I forget it in every single language on occasion. Okay, you know what? We can't copy this now, but we can set it up to be copied. We need 3 canal de fundición. You have toro for bull, yes. Ooh, it'd be good if we had some more grout. Okay, I'm sure this is it. I'm sure this is correct. Oh, no need. Perfect. Okay. Cerdo is for pig. Could be. I could not tell you to the... Canal de fundición. Okay. Boom. Okay, I need... Yep, that'll do. Okay. And then I need 2 more of these, which I believe are just... these guys. I think for this specific item it would be a channel. Because a canal is like the waterways. Like Venice, Italy. Yeah, but it's similar enough. Okay, and then I'd need to make 2 more of the shapes, but I can just quickly do that with the gold that we can smelt later. Okay, and then once that's been fully through, we should be able to replicate this, and I'll keep 1 if we want to make any blocks. So if we want to make obsidian or glass or stuff, we can still do that. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't think they do mix. I could just throw that in here, but I want to set this up before there's more stuff in there. Because otherwise I can't fix it. So we'll let it just run through the iron for now. We'll let it run through the iron. Okay. And then I think we'll, that'll be our last project for today. I did say I was gonna explore some of the, Twilight Forest. But I guess we'll do that next time. Yeah, I didn't know about the whole, channel business until a couple streams ago when somebody, taught me how to do it. So it's been a wild journey. I also didn't know about the whole, like, furnace smelter, the one that cooks my food. But yeah, it's been good to learn. Also the whole shuriken, that one was new to me. And my epic crossbow. Ballesta de cobalto. Those are all the new things I kind of learned with this mod, which has been pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Okay, we're almost through. Cobalto. Cobalt. Gotta say cobalt. Cobayo? Maybe I should stop just saying words out loud that I don't know. That might be a good move. Cobayo is horse. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, actually, let me put these 2 in here. Oh, you're just turned the wrong way. That's fair enough. Look at all of this that we just smelted. We had like maybe like almost a stack here. And then we threw like 4 stacks in there almost. So we're gonna get like 8 stacks out of it, because every 1 ore with the smelter turns into 2. So we should be almost done. Okay, maybe we have a bit more to go. 7 blocks. Yeah, then we throw the gold in there. We quickly turn 2 of these into gold. So that we get the form again, because I don't think I have 2 extras. Then we replicate the structure. No, we don't. I definitely have more iron than seared bricks. But I also have all of this grout. Oh, we did get the same CD twice, I think. Yeah, 13. Oh well, brought it with me just to double check. Oh, don't need 2 of these. Boom. Okay. I always just have beef on me somehow. And this is all here for if I ever run out of food, you know? I can immediately just refill. Okay. Hopefully it'll be done smelting in just a second. Yep, yep. Three blocks. Okay. Not much longer to wait. Not much longer to wait. Honestly, like in Minecraft, I think steaks are just one of the best easily accessible food sources. Right? If I could only eat golden apples, I'm sure that would be better, but that's not cheap to make. So this has been kind of my go-to food for a little while. Which has been pretty nice. Been pretty nice indeed. I'm just waiting for this all to smelt. We can see it. Golden carrots are cheaper than golden apples. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe enchanted golden apples would be an even better food source. I don't know. And then even if you delve into the world of modded Minecraft, there's even better food sources available. So really the options are endless. There is an enchanted golden apple. You can't craft it, but you can eat it. Unless I've imagined it all this time. It's been one long, fever dream. I think there are. I wouldn't even know how to search for that in Spanish. Oh, I could actually. No, I know what I can do. Oh. Maybe? No, because I can't even see golden carrots. Ooh. Okay. Apple in Spanish. Okay, French is pomme. Manzana, thank you. Oh yeah, I forgot if you do like, if it's golden, it's dorada. Dorada. Yeah. That's a pretty cool one. Okay, it's done, it's done, it's done. Okay, that means... No, everything of this needs to just not be in there. Apart from like 2, maybe. Okay. Let's see if this works. I'm just making my life more difficult than it has to be, but it's fine, it's fine. I think it automatically kind of turns off. Okay. Perfect. And now I should be able to take this one out. Both of these out. Boom. Okay. Okay, you'll have to move, but that's fine. The newer version requires a lever. That's honestly probably easier. Okay. Would this still go into there? I'm sure gravity works in Minecraft. Okay, let's see if I remember this. You all going the right way? No. Now you are. No. Boom. Okay. I think it will, at least not in the newer versions. I see, I see. Okay. We can always move this up. That's not too difficult for me to fix. Okay, everything's pointing in the right direction. Yes. Okay. I think that's all I needed to do for this. So let's see if that works. Let me just move this up just to be sure then. There it goes. And then we can test this one out. And we can actually turn both of them on. With no issues, hopefully. I'll test this one out first to see if it's all running correctly. Okay, it is. Boom. And now we're running at twice the speed we were before. Perfect. Height shouldn't matter with pouring. Okay. That's what I thought, because this one also, of course, it drops like a whole block, but it may create half ingots. Can it do that? That would be crazy if it did that. I'd find that quite funny, in all honesty. I don't think it should, if just for the fact that, I don't know. Maybe it would. I don't remember my reasoning in my head for thinking why that wouldn't work. I guess we'll have to watch and see. And if it does create half ingots, then we'll just stop doing it, you know? Not the end of the world. Like, if we have like 50 blocks to smelt, I'll just run both of them for like 5 minutes and then turn one of them off. But it's better than waiting like twice the length of time. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. It did create half of them. Can't waste anything with those. Oh my goodness, that would be actually crazy. Okay, so maybe we don't do this too often. But like with the amount of gold we had just now, I think it would not with the gold, with the iron, it would have been beneficial to have it on like both for like half the time and then turn it on, off. On, off, all my words getting lost in my mouth. Get all of our, let's turn our, not much, but you can waste a little, I guess. Yeah, that's always true. Let's see how many blocks we get from this. Boom. Oh, just a measly 57 blocks of iron. Yeah, don't mind our iron stash. I'm sure we'll use that. And we'll turn the gold into blocks as well for now. Nuggets are 1/9 of an ingot. Ingots are 1/9 of a block. Ooh, oro, and it would be a bloc de oro. Look at me go. We're achieving things. We're learning. Okay, I think that was kind of all we needed to do. I guess next time we'll probably, hopefully explore the Twilight Forest. That's the next goal. While learning Spanish with Suffers, who knows? Maybe I don't think I'll do the Twilight Forest in English. Because I think it'll be a whole new world anyways. I don't know if it'll be a smart move for my first time ever to be there, to be in Spanish. But we'll, for sure, probably also do some Duolingo. Yes. I think that'll be the goal for next time. Duolingo, Twilight Forest. Maybe we'll just end up jumping around here again if I end up doing another 2 hours of Duolingo. You never know. In terms of streaming, Duolingo on stream is Team Lingo. Exactly. Everybody helps. Everybody helps out. I usually don't stream Wednesday, Thursday. That is probably still the case. If I stream tomorrow, it would be much, much later. Like, I wouldn't even be starting until like an hour or an hour and a half from now. So I'll see how I feel at that time tomorrow. If I'm able to stream, then I probably will. If not, you'll see me on Friday. Yes, you know exactly what to do. Check out my other socials. In case I'm not live, there's stuff that gets posted there. Currently, actually, my main YouTube channel has some old streams of mine that I'm turning into YouTube videos. So if you ever want to go back and see how I beat Minecraft for the first time ever, those 2-hour streams are getting turned into like 20-minute videos. So that's been pretty fun. And feel free to check out the Discord, as it says there. That's where I let out a little notification when I go live, just because sometimes Twitch doesn't send out notifications or sends them out late. So it's just easier there to send out a little message when I go live, and you can talk with others and lots of lovely, lovely other people. But I hope you enjoyed the stream. Yes. And I guess hopefully I'll see you again very, very soon. Either tomorrow for a late night stream or on Friday for your regular scheduled content times. But yes, I hope you enjoyed. And I hope everybody has a nice day, night, evening, whatever, depending on time zones. Alright. Bye-bye.